Andrew Horrocks Tokawingoa here for semi-final Friday as scribed by Big G Greg Elliott. That's Andrew Horrocks alongside Greg Elliott and then Maya Williamson as well for girls semi-final number 1, Westlake girls taking on Tauranga girls. Firstly, Greg Elliott, lovely to have you in the commentary booth with me. How excited are you for this game?
Mate, it is absolutely, I'm fizzing for this one. Two things I'm really excited about, Andrew. Westlake girls versus Tauranga here in the AA girls semi-final. I'm also excited to be with both my Katamar crew, both Fire Maya and yourself, Andrew Horrocks. This is amazing.
And then on the other side, Maya Williamson, your second year in the commentary booth alongside me. How excited are you for this game?
Poor me getting stuck with you two once again, but super excited for this high caliber semi-final. This is some of the best action, I believe, that we've seen in years. Very impressed by some of these young wahine, so very, very excited.
Firstly, the Tauranga girls team list. Greg, take us away.
Yeah, I was lucky to commentate these girls yesterday, and so in the forcing that we've got Heilis Hokianga, Aliyah Barton, Riley McClenaghan, Michaela Hema, Areta Kahura, Jayla Teke, Hama Lavau, Maya Kahura, Kiri Patia, Ruby Jones, Kaya Kiriyama, and Eden Tapsel, coached by none other than Jean Cooney and assisted by James Patia and Richard McClenaghan and managed by Dai Kahura.
Greg, who should we be looking out for in that lineup?
I'll tell you what, someone that really impressed me yesterday was Areta Kahura, but don't get me wrong, Heilis Hokianga is worth the price of admission alone. This is a really, really strong Tauranga girls college team.
And on the flip side, Maya, Westlake girls, two-time defending champs.
We have number 2, Charlotte Morstan, Cody Williams C4, Shiloh Udumsak, Ellen Vincent, Emma Kay Schroeder, Lily Fortu, Amy Pateman, Zenthia Stowers, Mia John, Amani Rasmussen, Riley Sena'o, and Brenna Latau-Levy Nusa, coached by the legendary Bronwyn Davidson, assisted by Nella Fortu, managed by Tanya Venema and Kat Willis. And what a squad this is. Like you said, back-to-back defending champions, looking like the team to beat this year as well. Very impressed with Cody Williams C4 so far. Emma Kay Schroeder actually their leading scorer, and Amy Pateman recovering from ACL injury. And we have our wonderful referees Jasmine Dean and Kylo Natai Rimini.
Team's just about ready, 1 minute to go. If you are in the Manawatu region, get on down. We still have a lot of action going on across the courts. And even though it's a nice day outside, the true fire is inside. Greg, can I get a prediction from you on this one?
Well, I just want to touch on one thing before we get into predictions.
As we see Josh Davis, Kay Nuttall, a little bit of a brains trust. Darcy Finnegan there as well, Stefan Biggio.
No, that is a definite brains trust there. They're tuning in live here, and if you're in the Palmy North Arena, or area I should say, of course you'd be down here. But it's interesting, team, as we come down to Palmy North, we've got a Auckland team and a Tauranga team, 2.5 hours away from each other, separated on the motorway. However, we come down to the beautiful P-Naughty to battle it out here at Nats. It's going to be tough to see the back-to-back, potentially back champions here, Westlake girls. For me, that's going to be so exciting if they are able to achieve that.
So Westlake's the prediction?
I'm going to pencil in Westlake.
As we saw tall black head coach Judd Flavel in the crowd. Maya, what about you? Which way are you leaning here? I'm
going to have to go with you on that one there, Greg, as we see Alex, associate head coach of Hawaii women's basketball. Very exciting to have him in the building. But Westlake, as I said, looking like the team to beat, pretty dominant so far, very spread across their talent. But I do think Tauranga will give them a serious run for their money. And if Pallas Hokianga does Pallas Hokianga things, it actually could be very interesting.
So Westlake is going to be in the white, Tauranga girls in the navy blue. Greg, potentially one of the cleanest uniforms I think we've seen at this Nationals.
Yeah, tough, and I'm quite excited about it too. There is complete colour separation between the two. As we've seen a couple of uniforms almost colour clash. It has been tough to commentate. Might be quite hard out there when you are living and breathing in the action, trying to make that quick outlet pass and seeing a similar colour. So yeah, no problems today for these young wahine toa.
And there's going to be a lot of hard work out on the floor. To share a quote I heard this morning, no one ever drowned in sweat.
Mate, you're always bringing the fire like Maya to the booth, my man.
Little down screen here from Tauranga Girls. First Kuruwhiwhi Toru of the game off the tapa. And Ellen Vincent comes away with the tūrapa. Good defensive position there, Maya.
Yeah, I think they need to recognise that Areta Kahuta is a shooter. Not too bad. And then a pretty good offensive start. Zenthia Sauers going downhill. Can't convert, but if you can get her to the rim early, that's a good sign for Westlake.
Out come Tauranga Girls on the break. Another Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Again off the tapa. Greg, they've got to be happy with the looks they've had on the first two possessions.
Oh, fantastic looks, and look for some big screens to be set by the 15 singlet, Kiri Patia. When she hits, you stay hit, and Hokianga loves coming off that screen and attacking the tapa.
Little goosey there from Hokianga. Kuruwhiwhi Toru once again. We saw a lot in the A-Boys final last night. Maya, do you think both teams are thinking, can we shoot more than Aquinas and Ngātahatia did?
That's going to be a pretty tough challenge to overcome given the amount of attempts, but Tauranga Girls on track pretty early.
2-on-1 fast break. Hokianga well defended there. And you've got to get back and hit your tūrapas as Tauranga Girls get us underway with scoring. Greg, love to see the effort on the transition.
One to watch, Riley McClanahan. She was everywhere. See, that stuff she was doing yesterday and helped her team through to this final. She's on the floor. Her speed is tremendous.
First jump ball of the game. I don't think it's going to be the last. Maya, how good's it to see bodies on the floor?
That's what you want, right? Both teams vying for a chance to go to the finals. Tauranga Girls trying to go one better than their loss in the semi-final last year. And of course, Westlake looking to make some history with the three-peat. So you can tell it's going to be a theme for the rest of today.
Stowers off the on-ball, finds Fotu. And I'm sure if you ask Dad and Ella, there is a relation to Isaac, Dan, Ella and Jacob in there somewhere. Little jump shot, Greg, big confidence boost early for Tauranga out to a 4-0 lead.
That is not what Westlake girls want to see. Hokianga seeing one go through the net, that's all she needs. Her confidence will be sky high. And again, I just want to reiterate how good Patia was there with the rebound, securing that. Always goes well when you've got a formidable Wahine in the post.
And Fotu makes it 4-2. As out of bounds, she nearly gets to the steal. Maya, it's always nice getting your first basket of the game.
For sure, and again, Westlake getting the looks that they want as Lulu Fortu there will give up a hutter in the backcourt. But for Westlake, they've had a couple of right-hand drives and an open Kuruwhiwhi Toru, so now for them to convert, it's going to be good in terms of getting their offensive momentum actually underway.
How good is it, team, as well, when you look out into the crowd and we see some balloons, some signs?
Love the Tauranga mahi and whānau.
It is a let's go TGC. Greg, what's the translation of that? As the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good.
I'd like to think even I can break down that acronym into Tauranga Girls College.
I was more meaning what's the Te Reo translation as the first hutter there on Tauranga Girls.
Beautiful mahi here from both squads. I'll tell you what, as I said, team, and you know more than anyone probably, Maya, Hokianga gets going. This is going to be a real touch.
Great steal. And the first Kuruwhiwhi goes down. 7-point lead here for Tauranga Girls. Vincent Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
It's a massive three there from Ellen Vincent in terms of getting a little bit of the momentum back in stride. They've struggled with this Tauranga pressure to begin with, and that was a great bucket to close the gap a little bit and put a stamp on that Tauranga Girls momentum.
Westlake there, switching the on-ball. Nice little rugby pass as well. And another basket. They are unstoppable at the moment, Greg.
Yeah, you've got to watch out for the Kahuta to Kahuta connection. Both Areta and Maya, they feature heavily and are very prominent players for this TGC outfit.
And Schroeder to the hoop, and Maya, they use that dribble handoff at the start just to get some movement. Do you think at some point they're going to try and use that to attack the defense?
I definitely think they will. Sorry to cut you off there. I think it's good to use that action as just a decoy to start off with. The defense starts to slack, and then you can attack off of that big bucket there. Kiri Patia.
I'll tell you what, team. Sorry, Ange. I don't know if I've got an answer for Patia. She is going to be so key for Tauranga Girls in this match. They look for her at the top of the key, and she makes the right decision 99 times out of 100.
Schroeder, tough look there. They're going to pick anyone up in transition. Eventually do another kuruwhiwhi toru. And Stowers with the big tūrapa. She'll bring the ball up as she offloads it to Emma K. Schroeder. William Sefo, kuruwhiwhi toru off the right of the tapa. And Maya, you feel they're just settling a little bit with those shots?
Definitely. Cody Williams-Sefo is a pure athlete, great at going downhill, as so is Palace Hokianga. But for Cody Williams-Sefo, I'll be putting pressure on this TGC defence to actually trying to stop them in transition and defend the paint a little bit better. She can finish at the rim and elevate over everyone. So I think she should try have a clear intention to do that to begin with, rather than settling for early kuruwhiwhi torus.
Emma K. Schroeder, kuruwhiwhi toru. As we see a few subs getting ready for both sides. Good to see your older brother Boston down here as well to support his younger sister. Amy Pateman and Marnie Rasmussen.
Oh, open under the hoop, Oz.
And that's a coach killer.
We've got a Maya in the commentary booth, and we have a Maya out there on the court. And I tell you what, both phenomenal. But one to look for coming into the game now is Jayla Teke. She adds a real spark for Tauranga Girls College. As we see her, Waike.
I did wonder if this was going to come. Maya, what do you think Bronwyn needs to chat about here? What's the one key thing she's going to focus on?
I think just trying to create high-quality shots for them. We've seen a couple of those off the offensive two-dapper and Emma K. Schroeder for an open three. She's going to knock that all day. But a early kuruwhiwhi toru in transition for Cody Williams-Sefo, I would say not your highest percentage shot. This is a team that is very talented offensively, especially with the likes of Amani Rasmussen and Amy Pateman now checking in. They can have a little bit of patience in their offense to try and create better looks for their great guards going downhill. For example, Cody Williams-Sefo going to the rim, or that off-ball cut we had from EK Schroeder there. Better quality looks, so I think they'll be searching for those more consistently.
Gregory, for Gina Cooney, it's always nice when the other coach is forced to take a timeout. What's something you think she's going to emphasise here? Is it more of the same, or is there a little tweak you see? Yeah,
one thing I noticed there, sort of a slight difference, as you said, Westlake sort of settling for the kuruwhiwhi toru, whereas Tauranga Girls really putting some early pressure on that tapa. And you're so right. If you can see the other head coach having to call that a wahiki early, it's a huge confidence booster, and the girls are up for it today. Love to see it.
Kurito Tuku's here for Tauranga Girls. Big shout out, of course, to all our sponsors. Lion Foundation, 4 Wins, Apollo Projects. And converts all the way off the tapa and sub on the shooter. Maya, sometimes you wonder if they're going to intentionally miss that, but in a semi-final, probably not.
No, you definitely want to be banging your Kurito Tukus in your final. We saw Aquinas woman only miss about 1 or 2, I think. Andrew plays a big part in your success in this game.
Schroeder to the hoop off the Amy Pateman assist. Instant effort in action from Amy Pateman.
Yeah, the impact of Amy Pateman is huge. She's a really smart point guard and affects the way in games where affects the game in ways you may not even recognise, and it's just her expertise, her composure and her experience.
Gets her first tūrapa as well. Don't forget you can follow along on live stats if you head to nz.basketball. Head to the Schools Hub and you can track it down for this game. All 4 semi-finals will have live stats available as Schroeder comes down with the tūrapa. Eventually out to Cody Sefo. And Schroeder no good. Great outlet pass there, Greg.
Yeah, what you might see there is Hokianga working extremely hard at both ends of the court. With that point guard size, don't be surprised to see her down there on the defensive tūrapa.
Offensive foul there on Amani Rasmussen. Older brother Noah playing for Westlake Boys this week. Their father Dale, former rugby player for Manu Samoa.
You see Riley McLennan there. She very, very adept at taking those charges. Not afraid to step in front. I'll tell you what, Hoz, sometimes it's very difficult to look up and see someone bearing down on you and to stand there and take one.
As William Sefo with the tūrapa. Maya, seems like they're going to live with that corner 3 all game.
I guess once Tauranga Girls start to hit, they could adjust as Amy Pateman gets a nice finish there off the Papa Moody. But if you're Westlake and they're going to shoot it and continue to miss, I think you're happy with giving it up. once Tauranga start to make it, that's when the trouble comes, and that's when the adjustment needs to also come.
Yeah, the Amy Pateman basket might have been a little Carl Buck special. Just a little hoya move before finishing off contact as away comes Pateman once again, just leaves it behind. Happy to again work the corners. No hesitation from Westlake as Kuruwhiwhi Toru once again looks good from Emma K. Schroeder, and they take their first lead of the game. Greg, timeout Tauranga girls.
I tell you what, one thing you cannot do is leave any of these young wahine open from that Kuruwhiwhi Toru area, and I think that is probably the main reason that Coach Cooney has had to take that Owaheke. Probably want to talk to the girls and just say, hey, look, we've been doing really well so far. We've had some really good looks at the hoop, but at the defensive end, we need to get bodies back. No open shots. What do you think, Maya? How's it going down there in the Ma singlet?
I think more of the same for Westlake girls. A couple of nice stops back to back, neutralising the effects of Paratokianga and Riley McClenahan, who started to get going a little bit earlier. And then again, it's just that searching of high quality shots, taking shots that are very much high percentage for them and capitalising on that, hence now a 1 point lead. But my prediction for this boys game, boys, I didn't mean boys game.
The boys game is next, Maya.
Fire,
That's what I meant.
Fired, Maya?
Gonna go down to the wire. Okay, you get a Sky contract and then you can talk, Andrew.
Oh, I had one.
Do I need to sit between you two?
Look, I'm allowed to make mistakes. It's my first game of the day.
Look, of all the things she said that are running through my head, Greg, I didn't think that one was going to come out.
Fire, Maya. I tell you what, the Karamar crew in full effect. Love living with you two for the last 4 days. It's been an absolute pleasure. And huge pass attempt there, just broken up by Westlake.
Maya, 1-2-2 look there from Westlake on the defensive end.
Yeah, Westlake are very much known for their defensive adjustments throughout the game, throwing different kind of zones and presses at teams to try and throw them off a little bit and force them to adjust on the fly. So we're going to see plenty of that from them.
Introduction as well of Charlotte Morstan into the game. Here's Schroeder, finds Pateman. Will she kick to the corner? No, she'll go herself, and just got caught a little bit too far underneath.
Play off 2 feet. That's all I'm going to say.
Morstan gets the steal. Here comes Pateman, 3-on-2. Rasmussen, short. And it helps when you've got a wingspan as long as Imani Rasmussen, as Cody Williams-Sefo with the easy basket, and Westlake now up over 45% from the field.
It's a way better look there from Cody Williams-Sefo, just being aggressive and getting to the tapa, what she does best.
We've seen throughout this tournament, guys, none other than a team that can get the battle of the boards going their way, and they're getting second, maybe even third chance opportunities. If you're giving that up, it's going to be a long day.
It is, when there's 13 rebounds already for Westlake, up against the 10 of Tauranga girls. That's a rip and go to the hoop. The back of the tupper. Greg, how key are second chance opportunities in semi-finals?
Oh, absolutely huge. If the more bites of the cherry you can get, and a nice shot there from Patia. Not only can she mix it up inside, but she has that in the kete. She can pull.
Amy Pateman finds a little cutting. Schroeder. And again, Rasmussen. A little bit strong. Maya, I believe, involved with your under-15 team later on this year.
Yeah, Imani was a clear pick for the New Zealand under-15 team, and so was that girl there, Riley McClenahan, both earning their stripes for their first appearance representing their country. Imani, as we can see, with great length and great mobility at her size, not having a lot of luck converting those paketes just yet. But we're going to see plenty of her to come. And if she can continue to get offensive two-uppers like that, she's going to put a lot of pressure on Tauranga's rebounding game.
Already has 4 in this one.
Question for you, Fire Maya. Do you need to get like a Riley McClenahan to even do any cardio when you go into camp? She has like limitless amounts of speed.
Yeah, indeed. We did do a yo-yo test, and I believe she was one of the last contestants, may have come down to the last 2, to no surprise. She is a pocket rocket.
Do the coaches jump in on that as well?
Heck no. No chance.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Back of the tapa, and again, Cody Williams-Sifo. Such a good athlete, Maya.
Yeah, she's going to be dangerous in terms of rebounding game on both ends, as Amy Pateman won't connect from beyond the arc. And it's going to be tough to out-rebound the likes of Amani and Cody if on at the same time.
Lovely running there from Amy Pateman. Ran out of bounds though, 19 seconds to play here in quarter one. It's felt like an absolute track meet.
It's been really good to see. Yeah, both teams up and down the court. Hokianga, once she starts to see that, we'll go through there. I'd love to see her get a little something going here, going into the second quarter.
Well, if you had 20/20 vision, this would be your dream start. Tauranga looking to take the lead. 7 seconds to play. Plenty of time here for Westlake to make a move. Schroeder to the hoop with the left hand. And that'll do it for quarter number one. Westlake girls 20, Tauranga girls 20. Maya, Tauranga started the brighter of the two, but what did Westlake do so well to get back into this game?
They adjusted really well to what Tauranga were feasting in. They were feasting off turnovers and then just going in transition and getting at the tapa, the likes of Riley McClenahan and Palace Hokianga leading that. They've done a good job now to pack the paint a little bit. They elevated their own defensive pressure in the backcourt and made it a little bit harder for Tauranga defensively, and then on the offensive end just searching again for those higher percentage shots for their good athletes and crashing the glass and coming up with a multitude of offensive two-uppers, especially in the hands of Amani Rasmussen. A very impressive start for Westlake, and I don't think you can be mad despite only being a tie game. I think a good start for both teams.
Greg, Tauranga girls doing well against the two-time defending champions. As you see Carmen Wynyard there on the big screen. Someone you've had a couple of corridors with this week?
Yeah, the lovely Carmen Wynyard. I love how I have that relationship with her now, where she can be very, very upfront, direct, honest, and did let me know about my physique, and I need to get in the Mahi Centre, and you and I were in there this morning, Hoz, but
hold up, when?
We digress.
When?
This morning we were in the...
No, when did I ask?
Oh, touche. What I don't... Yeah, man. Yeah, tough day at the office. Uncle Drew, what was in that arepa you were drinking earlier, my friend? But back to this game, what I'm going to say is it is going to be a battle of the tūrapa, and one that Tauranga girls need to try and control the best they can. And I'm just going to call this early team. I predict we're going to get some free basketball today, overtime.
Live stats as we take a look at Judd Flavel and Liam Connolly having a much deeper level discussion than we're probably having up here. Westlake girls shooting at 30%, Tauranga girls 36%. That is what usually happens here in finals basketball. Westlake though, Maya, 42% from behind the arc. You got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, especially with the volume of the Kuruwhiwhi Turus that they are chucking up. I'd be pretty stoked with that. Are they going to maintain that percentage all the way through? Will be very interesting to see. But they're definitely going to be comfortable with that shot. And if it's continued to be given to them by Tauranga Girls College, of course, they're going to continue to take that and continue to try and feast on it.
14-10 points in the paint. Tauranga Girls are leading Westlake. Back underway here in quarter two. Amani Rasmussen again using that wingspan.
Great to see. Here we go. Riley setting things up, making the right decision, kicking it out to Hura. Oh.
McClenahan leading scorer thus far for Tauranga Girls with 9. MK Schroeder leading Westlake Girls with 10. But it just speaks to the depth that, who knows, someone else might end up being the lead scorer. This one is Amy Pateman picks up the dribble. 7 seconds. Kuruwhiwhi Toru long. Another offensive tūrapa, and Amy Pateman might claim that as an assist, Maya.
I'll take it right off the papamuri, right into Amani Rasmussen's hands. Almost was going to be an empty position there for Westlake, but again, they're crashing off the tūrapas, just putting a lot of pressure on Tauranga Girls as Palace Hokianga, Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Perfect position, Greg.
I tell you what, that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Tauranga Girls. Once Hokianga gets going, oh no, as the rebuttal.
Lily Fotu doing her best Isaac Fotu impersonation there.
The spin cycle.
The Tongan Tornado himself.
Great footwork there.
Rasmussen didn't even jump and block that as William Sefo comes down with the two-upper.
Must be nice.
I don't know, Maya, I've seen you play defense. Very similar.
I haven't seen myself play defense.
Here is Payman, little hezzy, 1-2 to the hoop. And the offensive hurrah is called. That will be her second. As we having a look here on the action replay. Little dance. And I thought that was Greg in the car this morning. Just having a little jig. Little two-step.
When I was wondering if you had seen Maya play any defense, and I saw her play some offense attacking the fridge last night. Good to see Fire Maya.
Bro, you just talked about the fact that someone just called you fat to your face and then you're coming at me for attacking the fridge.
I know someone is looking down on us right now saying, please keep it positive.
I'm trying.
Hokianga out of the corner, off the on-ball. 3 defenders in her space, steps back. 4 on the shot clock. Deep Kurufifi Toru. And it is still Friday before 5 p.m. Bank is open. Big basket for Tauranga girls.
Just keeping that close there. Taking the lead, Tauranga girls. Things you love to see if you're in the Tauranga region. I'm sure even the Mount might be cheering for Tauranga here.
What's the area code, Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, where?
I'll tell you what, I should know that.
You should.
Mumsy in the beautiful Otamoitai region. And if I want to be able to come back, I'm sure I need to probably learn the basics, such as the area code.
Let's have a look here on the action replay. Great kick ahead. And just going straight into the body, and that will be the second, it looks like, for Imani Rasmussen.
Tell you what I'd like to see is Areta Kahuta really start to stamp her authority on this one. Get involved early. She was so impressive against Mount Maunganui College. And that was a huge game in its own. It saw a seesaw battle with Tauranga girls just pulling away in the fourth.
Was it a game of two halves?
I tell you what, if you went to the playground, it was a seesaw affair.
As Rasmussen goes to the bench, just want to shout something out. She already has 9 rebounds.
Wow.
Schroeder to the hoop. That is point number 12.
Yeah, EK Schroeder's been very impressive. 33 points in the game against St. Peter's, and then she had 21 yesterday in the semi-final.
Here comes Emeka Schroeder. A little bit of full court pressure into an early on ball from Lily Fotu. Kicking to Alan Vincent in the corner. Not many actions, Maya, but happy just to work the ball side to side.
I think they're willing just to move the defense, like you said, and they have enough power to create advantages off of that movement, as we see Cody Williams C4 doing just that. They do have the talent to just go downhill and beat the defender or get the defender in a position where they have to foul. But you would like to see a little bit of variation in their offense, using some actions and then also just using some simple pass and cut, as she will bury that first Kuruto Tuku to no surprise.
And a big thank you to Sam, who's put in an absolute shift in producing court 3, now making his way down on the court side camp here on the show court for the next couple of days. One of the greats, Greg.
I tell you what was a phenomenal show was the 3 of us doing the intro this morning, team. I'm glad we got here. Yeah, I'm glad we got here early and we're able to get through that. As I'm sure Fire Maya was very patient as we had a couple of takes. And speaking of a take, Hokianga. Tough.
And one.
Huge parkete.
You know what the reason was we struggled? It's because it wasn't live. As soon as the bright lights came on, we've been absolutely cohesive. We've been like super glue.
I'll tell you what, this is a palace, and Fly Palmy Arena is her kingdom. Huge pakete.
See in the background now, Mike Lacey just making his way down. Watch a couple of semi-finals.
I'll tell you what, if we need stats or any information, the Lacey lowdown.
What did you tell me this morning, Maya, that he's been tracking?
I think he calculated the import minutes. I don't know if it was by average or total of the To'ihi imports last year, and then he's going to compare that to the minutes of this year and then do that in comparison also to the Kiwi minutes, just to see how it changes as we see him there. What a human being he is.
Nicest man you'll ever meet in basketball.
for sure. It makes me feel very special every time he sees me.
Do you get the same feeling when you get to see us again, Fly Maya?
For sure.
Positive, I like that. And shout out for Kata Māori too, team.
Absolutely, bring us all these pictures live and exclusive. And a big thank you to all 350 of you watching at the moment.
Yeah, this is a huge game of Poitakohu in Aotearoa as from the knees making a huge pass here. That's incredible.
Second timeout taken here from Westlake Maya. What's Bronwyn's reasoning?
Palace Hokianga is cooking, and that is a terrible sign for any opponent. They did a good job at the beginning adjusting to that hot start from Tauranga, but they have to maintain that consistency all the way through. Got to get defensive stops, turn that into offense as we take a look at our legends from Basketball New Zealand, Alex Wright and Jay McDonald. Give us a wave, Jay. Heck yeah.
How quickly did they move away from the camera? Ali, they are behind the scenes, and I tell you what, that's exactly where they want to be. Did not like the spotlight whatsoever. But hey, the whole event wouldn't be what it is without those guys, our amazing team at Basketball New Zealand. Look at all the volunteers that have helped out. Like, it takes a village, really.
It does. Shout out to Basketball Manawatu for everything you've done for us. The wonderful butter chicken for dinner last night, Greg, that you couldn't take a part in. Maya, what did we get for lunch today? I didn't take a look at it. David was shouting it out, though, but...
I don't know either. I saw a little bit of rice and chicken, possibly. Yeah, but massive shout out to Basketball 102 for the clinic they put on here. And we got to give all love to Foot Locker, our naming rights partner. And of course, big love to the one, the only, Roshi. The GOAT on the cam. Tournament's not the same without her.
I'm looking forward to what she can put together for the commentary team photo.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't really have a good side, but I'll tell you one person who would be able to find it is Roshi. She is incredible with that lens. Face for radio, one might say, Hoz.
Yeah, but you got the personality for TV. As Vincent there collects herself and puts it up and in. Welcome score for Westlake Girls. Down 3. And good hustle in the end from Morstan just to tip that one out of bounds and stop an easy fast break.
Yeah, nice little run there for Westlake coming out of that. Waiheke obviously unhappy with how their performance ended before the timeout. And then a bucket and a stop is exactly what you want. And then another stop there by E.K. Schroeder. So a dream start coming out of a Waiheke to collect yourself and do a bit better.
She read that like Sauce Gardner, just poking the ball out of the air and out on offense come Westlake Girls. Still wahine to wahine defense from Tauranga as Fotu gets stripped. And interestingly, Tauranga ball wouldn't mind another look at that one. Again, I don't have the best angle in the commentary booth. That's why I'm not in grey, Greg.
Hey, and as you alluded to, nothing better than coming out of a timeout as a coach and seeing a pakete, just how you draw it up. I'm sure Coach Davison.
Big block, and away comes Stowers for Westlake Girls. Going to go herself, crosses over to the right hand. Perfect execution, Maya. Timeout already, Tauranga Girls.
Yeah, well, once Westlake get on a run, it's very hard to stop them. As we are going to take another look at that tough Zenthia Stowers bucket. You can just see the way she collected the ball there, disallowing Palace to get her hands in the mix like she so very can. And if you can get Westlake going in transition, they are a force to be reckoned with. They won their game yesterday, purely feasting off Hamilton turnovers and capitalising in transition. So I think Jenna Cooney wants to get a lid on that as soon as she can.
Speaking of feasting, the DJ is absolutely cooking in this one. Few facts and figures before I cut you off there, Greg. Westlake at 33%, Tauranga Girls 38% free throws. We've only had 8 free throws taken this far, even though there has been a ton of drives, with 38 of the points scored in this one in the paint.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's Hokianga and McClenahan cooking for Tauranga Girls College. I'm glad it is none of us that have been cooking over the last 5 days, that's for sure, at the Karama.
I've seen the food you eat. It's pretty healthy.
Yeah, the late night drive homes to pick up a salad have been a phenomenal team. But I tell you what,
chicken salad.
It's very nice though that the salad bars have stayed open for us.
I tell you what, just a sign of intelligence with these two coaches, knowing that a momentum stopper is a good wahike, and hopefully for Tauranga girls, they can get something on the board here and maybe even a stop at the other end.
Neither team has any timeouts left. To the hoop. Schroeder again. That is turned up at number 6 now for her. Morstan to Vincent. Actually had a driving lane if she'd kept going, but that's why you make the extra pass. That's her second assist of the game. Westlake back in the lead.
And Xynthia with a massive sigh of relief there. Happy to see that one go through the bottom of the net, and a very timely bucket for Westlake. Momentum in their favour, as I say that. Commits the hutter once again against Pallas Hokianga. Something they need to adjust to.
Just didn't rotate one step early enough, and that's why she caught Hokianga on the arm.
I'll tell you what.
Still good signs, though, with Pallas a chance here to go into double figures.
Yeah, Pallas saw the seas part. However, it was the intimidating Xynthia Stowers coming across just did enough to maybe just throw her off her layup, which she usually is good for, but just using a bit of a higher arc that she may have been used to with Xynthia Stowers coming across, but foul called and free throws.
Potter there takes a little bit of contact, finds Vincent. Schroeder, I thought she was going to pull the trigger on that one. As Stowers to the hoop. And one. No basket.
She was pumped up about that, and then all the joy stripped away from her. Let's have another look on the action replay. That deserves to be counted.
Well, I think the thing is, because it's given shooting, maybe that she took an extra step before letting the shot off, and that's why it's not deemed a shooting, well, an M1.
Look, I trust GJ Gardner Homes officials. No better judgment than theirs.
All I heard was up the lake as that went down. Seems to be obviously the catchphrase here for Westlake.
It's better than the old Westlake boys one, the drown in the lake.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, boys used to be like, oh, we've got to work hard, drown on the lake.
What?
I'm being serious. Lovely cross over Stowers. Gets the steal. Away come girls. Westlake girls once again. And given that I thought Stowers travelled there, probably the right call for it to be turned on the ball.
Yeah, Xynthia probably pretty fortunate not to be called for the travel there. You can just tell she's got a full head of steam and a lot of enthusiasm now, given that she kind of sparked that run for Westlake. You'd want her getting downhill in transition, maybe just a little patience and just slowing the tempo ever so slightly.
This is Areta Kahula that I alluded to earlier, making nice inroads there, probing. And so Sister Kahuda, the Maya version.
And deserves the basket there. Great ball movement eventually from Tauranga girls. No box out, and we're tied up 36 apiece. 3 minutes to play, quarter 2.
Great to see as well a Wahine to Wahine defense being played by a Tauranga. Things you love to see.
As the cameraman gets taken out by Schroeder and the Hutter is called. Westlake girls and the bonus. This is going to be free throws.
Speaking of bonus, Brother Sam there might need to maybe cash in on the ACC. Is he all right? Give us a wave.
I don't think he can hear you, buddy.
Oh, I see the beautiful headset on there. Sorry, Maya, you were about to say something. Obviously, drop some knowledge on us.
I was just going to say, Emma Kay probably feeling a little frustrated without getting the Hutter, and then not always fun getting thrown into the cameraman. So I think that foul probably coming a little bit out of frustration. Westlake don't want to give away too many of those.
And this is one of my wahine to watch. Kiri Patia. She's been absolutely phenomenal for Tauranga girls. Presence inside, but she's got a really soft touch. And as I said, they play through her at the top of the key, so keep an eye on her.
Lovely little flash cut there, Maya. Something we haven't really seen thus far from Westlake.
Yeah, I like the introduction of it a little bit later. They obviously were very much capable of scoring in other outlets, and now as Tauranga adjusts their defense, we see a nice little bucketed there from Kitty. Another weak side cut. Both teams now starting to introduce them a little bit more as the defense has adjusted to one thing, they throw another thing out there.
Only 1 point game at the moment. There is that On-ball screen for Pateman. Morstan thought about it. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Amy Lee Pateman, Kurufifi Toru.
Bang, bang, baby. That's what she does.
Thought you were about to sing the Kill Bill soundtrack right then.
Probably another one of the movies that Maya's seen, Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I get the reference.
Huge Tarantino fan is Fire Maya, as we see a article there.
And interesting there, Maya, Westlake girls, and bear with me, the people at home, tried to blow up that dribble handoff. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so kind of like a hard switch or someone coming out in, what do we call it, swipes, trying to get at the ball and attack it with the hand as they dribble at the other offense player that's coming out of the corner, and trying to disallow any kind of effectiveness of the dribble handoff, not allowing them to be able to use it or even turn the corner.
Offensively, what's something you could do to counteract that?
You can look for your backdoor cut. Typically, the defense is playing a little bit high, so you can look for that. Or I'd say just avoid that area at all, because it's likely to end up in a turnover if you're not strong enough to, I guess, get over it.
Stowers had that dish up to her on a plate. 4-point lead now for Westlake girls. Two-time defending champs.
You see again looking for Patia there at the top of the key to run their offense through. How good is the Westlake girls bench, though? They are up and into this one.
And still missing a key player as well, young Katie Moores. Just recovering from a couple of injuries, decided to sit out this tournament. But Maya still bodes well for them for the future.
Yeah, for sure. She's a very talented individual, and I believe that she's actually been injured for a majority of this year. So unfortunate for her to not have a couple of bites of the cherry for some tournaments this year, but a huge future ahead for her. Lots of big things on the way. I reckon she's got a future as a tall fern.
As a tall fern, big call there is Vincent. Too long on the Kurufifi Toru. Greg, chance here for Tauranga girls.
Oh, Hokianga had the cutting McClenahan there. But look at Patia, she put the ball on the floor, attacks the hoop. I love to see it. It's been a common theme in this tournament so far. Attacking players, going at the tupper and forcing our team in the GJ Gardner Grey to use the whistle, and not for the first and last time. Today we'll see Patia at the line. And that's what I want to see more of. Just keep attacking the tupper.
That's going to be the first on Vincent.
I just want to ask a quick question to Fire Maya. In the selection process for the New Zealand team, how hard is it to, you know, how many players are you allowed to take?
So we selected 12 for the squad heading away to the Oceania Cup, and named 3 reserves as well. Definitely a hard process. There's a lot of deserving girls that worked pretty hard, obviously. Westlake also working hard, getting the lead out to 5. Some very high caliber talent, a lot of which is here. As Westlake all gas, no breaks at the moment.
What a defensive play. Oreta Kahudu, oh, was that? That could have been Riley McClenahan.
Riley McClenahan, the massive taupare. We deserve another look at that one. Give me that.
I tell you what, on that was a 4-on-1 fast break, and McClenahan covered that like Hoz's toast this morning.
I actually had oatmeal, Greg. Good to see that you got out of bed nice and early to witness that. Here's Hokianga. This is going to be the last possession for Tauranga girls of quarter 2, down 5. Chance to make it a one-possession game heading into half-time.
See again that high sort of pick-and-roll action with Patia and Hokianga.
That's a very good header, Maya, from Tauranga girls. Just slow any transition opportunities. See yourself with 4.6 on the clock.
Yeah, again, for Palace, doesn't want to get her in foul trouble, and you don't want to commit too many of those out of frustration headers off a rebound. But like you said, no transition bucket that's available for Westlake here.
And I thought Amy Lee Pateman was auditioning for the halftime shootout. I'm sure we've got at some point today. Halftime semi-final girls AA number 1, Westlake girls 45, Tauranga girls 40. We're going to take a quick break here at halftime, and we'll be back with the second half.
Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
This season, Basketball New Zealand takes coaching to the next level, featuring BNZ Kiwi Hoops and 2 Degrees Girls Got Game on Coachmate. For coaches, discover engaging practices with ready-made plans featuring easy-to-follow games that kids will love. Or tap into your creative side and make your own sessions with our library of great activities that you can learn in under 90 seconds. And level up your coaching skills with lessons, tips, and official resources. Managing a team this year? Get your team in sync with improved team management features, like sharing training and game information. Create polls, see who's attending practice, and communicate directly with parents to arrange things like carpools. Or just share the fun with photo uploads and team chat. Saying yes to coaching has never been easier. Download the free app now and support the next wave of basketball lovers to have their best season yet with Basketball New Zealand on Coachmate.
Okay, guys, twice the cell. You've got past as well. Go to cell. Ladies and gentlemen,
this isn't about what we wore back in the day.
We're going to go now. Going once, going twice. No more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Mana kore ana tōre wha. Ei, pauri atu.
Welcome back here to Fly Palmy Arena for girls semi-final number 1. Westlake girls, the 2-time defending champs, currently up over Tauranga girls 45-40. Andrew Horrocks here subbing in for Kayla Manuirarangi, who did not take the Manawatu Jets to get back to Palmerston today. But she will be back on a game, I'm sure, very shortly, alongside, firstly, Maya Williamson. What have Westlake girls done so well in this game?
They've had a very good first half, I believe. Offensive two-uppers galore. They've crashed the boards very well, especially our favourite Amani Rasmussen and her long limbs. And they've actually searched out some pretty high percentage shots for their offense. I thought at the beginning of the game they struggled to do that a little bit. We see our Nayland girls there and a lot of fans in the building, but they have created some high percentage shots for themselves, whether that be getting downhill, open kuriwhiwhi torus, or their favourite feasting in transition. Been a very good first half for them. 45 points, definitely a favourable position, but it'll be getting stops now that's going to be the focus going forward.
Also alongside me, Matua Tuhoi himself, Greg Elliott. What have Tauranga girls got to do to take down Westlake girls?
Hey, I tell you what, they've done a fantastic job to hang with this highly touted Westlake girls high team, and seen some really good attacks of the tapa from none other than Palace Hokianga and Kiri Pātia working in tandem there. But sometimes just leaving a couple of points out there. They're getting some really good sort of open looks under the hoop, something that really worked for them early. They were playing some fantastic defense as well, limiting Westlake to the old Akuru Fifi Toru, and it's just, they sort of pulled away there, Westlake. Tauranga stuck with them, and how good, we've got another half of points of kohu in front of us.
Brought to you live and exclusive on Whakata Māori. Thank you to everyone for tuning in on YouTube. I know Friday's still a work day and there's plenty of mahi to be done in Fly Palmy. Westlake girls to start with the ball. Here's Stowers on the right wing. On ball for Pateman. And well, thought it was well snuffed out there from its Tauranga girls. Greg, you gotta love the aggressiveness.
I'll tell you what, the catchphrase is, it's time to shine. And there's no better platform than the main court, Fly Palmy Arena. And if you do shine, you're going to see yourself and your team go through to the final. Everything on the line.
Rasmussen, 10 seconds on the shot clock to the hoop. And that is why you have Emma Schroeder on your team, Maya, as Pateman with the jump shot.
Yeah, the likelihood of converting off offensive two-uppers is very high, especially when you're giving yourself third and fourth chance opportunities. Tauranga need to be careful, otherwise Westlake are going to continue to feast. 14
offensive rebounds now for Westlake girls. Don't forget live stats is available on NZ. Basketball's hockeying, it goes to the hoop and is met by the wall of Imani Rasmussen. As we take another look here on the action replay. Greg, that is tough.
I'll tell you what, life is going to be difficult when you do take it into the paint. You've got the likes of the Tower, Stour, and none other than, as you mentioned, Imani Rasmussen. Just that in alone is enough to get in the head sometimes of the attacking player. And sometimes you also have to change your shot that you're used to adjust to that.
Well, she doesn't just meet the ball at the rim. Imani Rasmussen can also get a couple of steals. As MK Schroeder, Kuruwhiwhi Toru off the tupper, and outcome on a 3-on-2. Tauranga girls 3-on-1 now.
The Steph Curry effect there.
I thought I was watching Timo Cruz.
What?
You can't tell me that a Coach Carter reference has gone over your head.
No, I have seen Coach Carter. Don't worry. Do not worry. No one at home lose faith in me. I hope you boys don't lose faith in me either. And I'm not losing faith in Amy Pateman.
What is your biggest fear, Maya Williamson?
Start calling her Faith Evans. Here's hockeying up against MK Schroeder. Kuruwhiwhi Toru on the way.
That is in the kete as well for Patia.
Wahine to Wahine defense still from Westlake girls. Happy to match up. I thought Imani Rasmussen there was going to jump and send that into row Z. As another offensive two-upper. That is offensive rebound number 9 for Tauranga girls. And those are the chances, Greg, that you've got to take advantage of.
Oh, they're doing so well to hustle to get those offensive two-uppers. Oh, big spin move there from Imani Rasmussen. She's been so intimidating. Oh, wow.
Dream start, Maya, for Westlake in quarter 3.
Love the patience there from Imani Rasmussen. Got 2 feet in the Urohu Kuru. Realised that she drew 2 kaipares and then kicked it out for the Kuruwhiwhi Toru for Amy Pateman. That's an example of perfect offense.
Rasmussen draws the hara, and that is going to be hara number 3.
I think it is 3.
It is 3. Sorry, I got a little bit lost where I was on the box score. Apologies, people at home.
I'll tell you what, team, it is protect the portal at all costs. We see a 10-point advantage now to Westlake. A chance here for Tauranga to reel that in.
Yeah, Tauranga girls with 10 turnovers, Westlake with 8. Maya, what do you want to keep that number at for an entire game? Secondary school basketball under 15, ideally?
Yeah, I'd say under 15 for sure. That's the target mark. If you can look to, give up at most 4-ish a quarter, ideal, especially in a semi-final.
Good look there from Tauranga girls. Somehow William Sippo finds Cynthia Stowers. Bit of telekinesis as William Sippo misses the layup.
A bit of abracadabra there.
Alakazam.
Patia. A real settler there for Tauranga.
She's cooking right now. Westlake don't really have an answer for that despite being similar size.
Oh, she's been really impressive, Patia. As I said, not only can she create for herself, but also get her teammates involved, making good decisions.
Here's Schroeder, it's a 2-on-4. for Westlake, so he's going to slow the ball down. Finds Vincent on the right wing to Amy Payman, and this is a dynamic duo. Saw the roll, but well read there from Hokianga. As she goes to Vincent, one-on-one, steps through. Greg, though, he's still going to like the shot.
I absolutely love what Tauranga are able to generate, but the biggest enemy so far seems to be the tapa. Some great looks, but just rolling around or even just hitting the back iron. And if those can start to go down for Tauranga, it's going to be huge for that momentum.
William Sefo doesn't pop or roll on that one. It's Vincent Kurufifi Toru.
That is a great look. Once again, 2 feet and the Rohukuru kick out to a wide open shooter. You can't ask for much more, and for Westlake, the execution and the conversion rate so high at the moment, that is very hard to stop.
Kurufifi Toru on the other end trying to answer. Tauranga now 3 for 18 from behind the arc. Greg, do they need to look at something different, or trust is going to eventually fall? As Amy Lee Payman with another Kurufifi Toru, and the timeout taken in from Tauranga girls.
And a timely Waiheke at that. Just getting away from them now is Tauranga girls at 44 and Westlake 57, pulling away, and Coach Cooney, smart Waiheke there.
Why, what's worked so well for Westlake to pull out this 13-point lead?
We just saw it right there, right? Execution, 2 feet in the paint as we see brains trust galore. Miles Pierce and Mike Lacey, possibly the most iconic duo that we have in the building at the moment. Big call, I know. It's only because we're a trio. Otherwise, yeah.
Great save.
It's a real Smith and Nonu situation there on screen.
Indeed. We see Bronwyn giving her wise words of corridor, and I think for her, just keep doing the same things. Like we said, the execution is impeccable from from Westlake. 2 feet in the Rohikuru, finding open shooters and then knocking them down. And then on the flip side, they're getting stops. And luckily for Westlake, Palas Hokianga not using her usual magic. They'll have to be careful though. If she can get going and find some luck on the tapa, it will be a dangerous, but for them, so much momentum in their favour. Keep good at doing the same things.
Well, Greg, if you look at the shooting stats, Westlake girls are at 38%, Tauranga girls are at 34%, but the rebounding difference is at 12%. What do they need to do to try and keep this very lengthy Westlake team off the boards?
I mean, that's going to be easier said than done. Not only do Westlake have sort of that tall timber, they've got a vast array that they can go to, and not a lot of teams in the competition can go with that, so it's a real difficult battle. They're going to have to do it, strengthen numbers, gang rebound. I tell you what, one of those Ruby Jones, they're going to really need her height. She's been really effective so far in this tournament as well.
Ruby Jones done very well defensively in this tournament as Kurufifi Toru is short. Turapa, and what a kick ahead from Amy Payman to Fotu.
Again, an offensive Turapa for Westlake, leading to a parkete.
Second chance points now, 19-11 for Westlake. Maya, dream situation there.
Yeah, and seemingly no adjustment from Tauranga coming out of that timeout there, so they're going to continue to do that for as long as they can, and at their level of efficiency at the moment, that means it could get out to above 20.
It makes it tough, doesn't it, Greg, when any adjustment Gina Cooney makes, Westlake really have the lineup changes as Payton there with the offensive foul. They can kind of adjust to the adjustments pretty quickly.
Adjust to the adjustments, indeed. The adjuster, I love that. Uncle Drew. And one thing I have seen there is if we do have the turnovers and the offensive turn-uppers being given up, it's a real tough time trying to eat into the lead. However, none other than Areta Kahuna. Just what the doctor ordered again for Tauranga girls. Tell you what, it could be a busy day in the hospital if the doctor needs to be ordering these many things, team.
Well, they say an apple a day keeps a doctor away, and a Kurufifi Toru a game keeps the fear of a loss away. And Schroeder answers very easily. Maya, they're just doing it at all three levels.
Yeah, that's when it becomes very hard to stop, is the fact that they can score in so many ways, a lot of offensive threats on the floor, and that's a massive defensive assignment for Tauranga, kind of forcing all 5 defenders on the floor to be seriously engaged, and if they're not going to convert easy paketes like that, it's going to be a tough day.
Well, speaking of engaged, Greg, they can't get anything to drop at the moment, can they, Tauranga girls?
No, from engaged to engaged, there was a little koro there between the two of us there, Matua, Hoz. However, Hokianga at the line, and just to see the ball go through the net, hopefully, as we see there, might be just what she needs to get going. A quiet 12 so far for Palace. So as far as Tauranga girls go, usually is on how hot Hokianga is feeling on the day, and she gets her own offensive tūrapa.
You love to see it as she little scoop shot there. Maya, do you think they might try and double off the pick and roll to try and stop that in the future?
Possibly. I know Westlake have a lot of defensive tricks in their bag. If you want to force the ball out of Palace's hands, that would be the best way to do it. Will they? I'm not too sure at the moment, given that she hasn't been extremely impactful on the game. We'll see how they adjust.
Only has 12 points and 6 rebounds thus far. That sounds like my career totals.
It's not bad, Andrew. Not bad stats.
I'll tell you what, on that previous position, Hoz, Zenthia Stow was doing her best. Armon Rasen Brown was open in the backfield, just unlucky to reel in a tough pass.
Away come Tauranga girls, looking to kick it ahead. Hokianga again, somehow didn't travel, but Schroeder steals it, and the Hara is called. It's a little bit of a frustration foul there, Greg.
Yeah, Westlake committing 2 defenders there, and just, there's nothing more irritating as a guard, I'd imagine, than 2 defenders in your grill wrestling for the poro. And once it's taken away, you just want to get it back as quickly as possible. And unfortunately, the Hara called.
Almost an interception. Seems to still have been tipped when it went into the backcourt. Schroeder to the hoop. And Hokianga there with a business decision.
McClanahan then kind of just gave up on the play there. Once the attacker sort of blew by, you need to get back and gang rebound, though, if you're Tauranga.
Maya, are Westlake happy with this being a track meet at the moment?
I think they prefer to obviously have much more game control, as Fortu can't connect on that one, and it is a little bit dangerous given Tauranga's presence in transition. They very much like to just push the ball. I know that is Coach G's style of play that she prefers, and that fits this level of players. So if they can slow down and take control of the tempo, they prefer that, but can definitely match that kind of attack. As we're going to see another Hara on Tauranga girls.
That is their 3rd of the quarter. Don't forget, of course, a live stat available through nz.basketball, as we see Nala Fotu there. Saw himself on the live stream, so decided to hit down. Did you know you're only ever meant to have one coach standing at any time?
I did know that. Go me. Did you know that, Greg?
I tell you what, this is why Uncle Drew is in the building, to provide knowledge such as that. It's not his first rodeo.
As Morstan there with the putback. 12-point lead now at Westlake girls. Under 90 seconds to play here in quarter 3. Girls semi-final 1. Winner takes on the winner of St Andrews versus St Peter's, as Morstan with back-to-back buckets. And Gina Cooney has to be hoping this clock runs down so she can have a conversation, Maya, with her squad.
Yeah, for sure. That's a dominant performance there from Westlake. 2 back-to-back easy paketes, high percentage shots, and they feast on those uncontested kind of looks. That anticipation there from Charlotte Morstan as well. So good, and a massive two-dupper for Cody Williams C4. Their defense really just kind of hitched up a notch in these last couple of minutes, in these last couple of possessions.
Last possession here of the quarter for Westlake girls. Here's Stowers. Somehow ends up with the ball back, and I thought I was watching a Chris Angel trick because somehow that's ended up staying with Westlake. 50-50 balls, Greg, just not going Tauranga's way at the moment.
I'll tell you what, Tauranga girls need to get down to the baby factory, pick up a stroller, because they need to take care of the portal.
That's quite creative. Nice.
Thanks, man. I've been here all week.
I very much know.
4 on the shot clock. Stowers, Kurufifi Toru.
How good is it as well? So we've been together all week, and we still, the Aroha is there, the Karama trio. Love being here with the two of you, and we're getting some high quality AA girls semi-final Poitakohu.
Hokianga feels she's the only one who's going to create here. Pulls up. And perfect end in there for Tauranga girls to bring this back to 68. 56 at three-quarter time, Westlake leading. Greg, going to throw it to you. As we take a look at the shooting stakes, Palace Hokianga 5 of 17. You feel she's going to pick up pretty easily in this fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, shoot is shoot. You've got to have that goldfish mentality. Quickly forget what your stats are, what's happened prior to this. Was great to see for Hokianga there. And some finally, after 3 quarters of play, the Tapa become friendly to Tauranga girls, and they got a nice use of the rim there, and Hokianga sees that goes down, and that is probably a huge momentum going into the fourth for Tauranga.
Mystic, Maya, Westlake girls feel like they've just got all the answers at the moment. What do they need to keep doing here?
I think, like you alluded to before, scoring on all 3 levels, that is their biggest strength at the moment. The fact that they can go to the tapa, they can shoot from the outside. They've got that little mid-range game, and they're drawing hudders as well. So very, very impressed with the way that they've been able to score at such a prolific level. And Tauranga really doesn't have many answers for it. And then on top of that, the offensive two-tapa game from Westlake, just generating so many extra possessions. As we see so many fans in the crowd, the Takapuna Grammar girls just won their playoff game this morning, play for 5th and 6th tomorrow. How good is Bailey Flavel?
She's good. I'm more amazed at how quickly you just reeled off all those things that Westlake girls are doing well. But Bailey Flavel, there's a reason she's a tall fern. There's a reason she's committed to Hawaii as well for next year. To take a look at the school bench, the basketball Manawatu volunteers.
How good as well. You know, your dad is selected as the new Tall Blacks head coach and has been completely overshadowed by his daughter's prowess, who I believe is averaging nearly 40 points per game when I checked the Basketball New Zealand socials this morning, and they have been doing a fantastic job keeping us all updated with who's doing what.
Yeah, Justin Jr., Liam Collins doing an incredible job with the graphics. I think he's the one who came up with It's Time to Shine as well, so
great catchphrase. And speaking of which, Iharangi Williamson, that's what I'm looking to down the bench. You know what Iharangi stands for?
No clue.
Content.
Content. Peep the Basketball New Zealand Instagram later in the week for a week in my life as a secondary school Nets commentator.
I've actually got my notifications turned on for that, Maya, so I'll be...
I'm sure everyone has now that I've just hard launched that information.
Tauranga ball, chance here to make it potentially a single-digit game as we start quarter 4. Winner goes to the final tomorrow afternoon. William Seppo with the big block. Perfect defensive start, Maya.
Yeah, that's huge there, and I think that was the biggest part of their success at the tail end of that. As we see Amani Rasmussen, the hoop and the harm, adding to that dream start, the massive stop there. Cody Williams-Seafort using her athleticism and then back the other way again. Offensive two-duppers creating second chance opportunities. Westlake very much looking like a championship team right now.
Would you believe it? That was her 10th two-dupper. 7 of them have been offensive. That was the 19th offensive rebound for the team.
How many minutes does Amani play?
She'll be over 10 minutes now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Rebound a minute. Greg just struggling to create a little bit of space here, Tauranga girls.
Yeah, like a cake of Whitaker's chocolate. Tauranga girls are going to have to work at it piece by piece to try and get this lead back, and that's exactly what you're looking for with Hokianga. That is the first line or row of the cake itself. Oh, they bite straight back, Hoz.
Here comes Hokianga, a little trap from Westlake girls.
Do you think that's been dialed up from coach of Westlake, just putting a bit of pressure on Hokianga?
Well, you want to, the clock is a friend. As you see, Amy Payman's just going to run this one out and the easy basket. But the clock is a friend of Westlake girls, so if you can waste a little bit of time with the Tauranga girls offense, make them really burn up the whole 24, it's going to end up in your favour by the end of the game as the Kuruwhiwhi Toru is launched. And Rasmussen again comes down with the tūrapa. My, how good are these outlet passes from Westlake?
Yeah, they have a clear intention to push the ball, and Amy Payman, Westlake girls just playing the prettiest basketball I've seen them play this tournament. And
Amy
again,
Payman has 19 points in 16 minutes. She is a plus 28 in this game.
Yeah, she is just so effective and impacting the game just so much. She came off the bench, so much experience and composure for her. A great finisher on both hands, shoots well, plays good defense, and as we speak about her, that is her fourth hudder, so she'll have to take a seat, but great impact minutes from Amy Payman, who, by the way, injured her ACL at this tournament a year ago, so great to see her back and in full form.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but Crystal Ledger Walker and I were on the call when that happened. It was heartbreaking to see, but I'm amazed how well Logan Boddicker has got her back ready to play. Shout out Logan Boddicker, Greg. I know you haven't worked with him much, but he does great stuff, doesn't he?
No, I'm an avid follower of the Logan Boddicker socials. Really enjoyed his content from Greece in particular, and how he works with Lawrence Antonio. Going from strength to strength in that Hoop 33 gym. As 76 plays 58, and time is ticking away here for Tauranga girls to get back into this. Again, Hokianga being trapped.
Yeah, as Akon would say, she's been locked up.
Locked up, won't let me down. Is that it?
Oh my God, no.
No, that is right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it like, won't let me out?
Oh,
I don't care. Maya got the reference.
enough.
Maya got the reference. We'll live with it. See, cheers, thing, Coach Carter.
The harmony there was beautiful though. Fire Maya.
thank you.
Your waiata off the charts. Is big shot there from none other than O'Reilly McLennan.
As we try to pull things back together here in the commentary booth. Here's Schroeder, a little in and out dribble. And that's why you play off 2 feet, isn't it, Maya?
Yeah, those fundamentals super important. Just the decision making here from Westlake so great, as I say that, a turnover. But for the most part, the execution being pretty impressive.
That is turnover number 13 for Westlake girls. Trying to keep it under Mystic Maya's magical 15 for the game.
Alliteration, I like it.
Getting an aerial view there, team, of Rasmussen, the screen she sets. It is formidable, I tell you what.
It reminds me of you on a Wednesday night, Greg.
And it's something we've seen over the duration of this tournament is the cutting down on the moving screens. It's been very prominent and good to see from the team in the GJ Gardner grey singlet. They've done an amazing job all tournament and continue to do so.
Well, Greg, I'm sure if they were actually in grey singlets, you would be wrecking one.
GJ Gardner doing a great job there, getting on board our referees, getting behind what is arguably the toughest job in the building.
Well, I would have thought it would be what producer Rich is doing for us, but he is such a pro with all the angles and the cutaways that he actually makes it a lot easier than being referee. Here is Lily Fotu, again playing off 2 feet. Star Wars Kuruwhiwhi Toru is short.
Great save. And that's really been the difference, hasn't it, team? Just second, third bites of the cherry, as you said, Maya, leading to points as well, not just getting the rebound, but points being scored.
Yeah, for Westlake, like you just said, their execution and their efficiency so impressive, and it almost seems that almost every offensive two-dapper results in another parquet there. Just as I say that, right on cue, another second chance opportunity for Westlake.
Emeka Schroeder claiming that as an alley-oop.
Definitely.
Hokianga Kuruwhiwhi Toru. And that is going to be Westlake ball up 18, 5 minutes 50 to play. leading scorers in this one. Amy Pateman has 19, Emma K. Schroeder has 18 for Westlake, and Polis Hokianga has 21. Interesting, Greg. Riley McClenaghan had 9 at quarter time, now at 13 for the game. They've done a good job of shutting her down.
Yeah, she got off to a great start, and sign of a great, as we see our own one there, but a sign of a great team is, you know, a team that can make adjustments and nullify the opposition, and Westlake girls have done just that, taking some of the stars out of the game almost for Tauranga girls.
Rasmussen, as we see a timeout taken here from Tauranga girls. She makes the free throw, will have a double-double with 10 points and 13 rebounds. Greg, back to you. Down at 20, what have Tauranga got to do here?
Yeah, again, it's something that they're going to have to get into that huddle right now, and I'm sure, you know, Coach Cooney is reiterating this. What we have to do is box out. We're playing wahine to wahine defense, and I know it's easier said than done, but as soon as any shot goes up, you're grabbing the singlet of the wahine to you and looking to immediately box out, because they're just getting a bit outdone here on the tūrapa side of things. Maya, I tell you what, it's comfortable for Westlake. They're just doing anything they really want. And
yeah, just executing on all 3 levels, scoring different facets, kind of however they like, and then getting second, third chance opportunities for them. I reckon the corridor there is just much of the same. Keep your foot on the gas. Pretty comfortable right now. As we know, anything can happen. The Aquinas boys up, you know, a pretty comfortable amount with this amount of time to go, and actually only won by a couple, maybe 2-1. Andrew Hurricks is showing me here in the commentary box. So anything can happen, but for Westlake, much of the same.
oh, the Kevin Garnett cry.
I was more thinking Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
I like that movie. I've seen that too.
My, what haven't you seen? As Kurufifi Toru again. Tūrapa Lily Fotu. That is Tūrapa number 2 now for her in this game. She's got Fotu. 4 points, 2 rebounds.
Yeah, the queen of event cinemas is none other than Fire Maya. And I'll tell you what is a huge event, this AA girls semi-final.
EK there, just drawing the hara straight into 2 bodies. Greg, I'll give you love for that nice little, whatever that was. He was looking at me for validation, so I figured I'd better give it to him. But EK Schroeder, I've been very impressed with her. Uncle Drew, if you don't mind, Mr. Statistician, could you tell me her stat line for today?
Emma K. Schroeder, 32 minutes played. She leads Westlake in that. 18 points on 16 shots. We always like that. 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals with a plus-minus of +17.
That's a hooper, if I've ever seen one.
Well, there's a reason she's at hoop 33 all the time. Oh, what a dime that would have been. Greg, they're getting the looks, but they just can't convert. The worst time to go cold.
Yeah, as we said just earlier, the tapa has not shown a lot of aroha to Wahine Toa on the Tauranga Girls College side of things. And we see the flip side of that, not only is the tapa friendly, but also the glass for Westlake.
Maya, did she call that?
Oh, for sure. I heard it from up here in the commentary box. Don't know how you guys missed it. Maybe the old ears.
Oh, that is low blow there. Shots at the Tauranga, shot at the Kaumatua sitting with you, Fire Maya.
As we have a look there at Christ College.
Indeed.
Just warming up for their semi-final coming up after this. Thought I was going to get the lovely chicken and chips combo for $9 and then realised I'm actually on that call again.
There'll be some chicken there for you later, Andrew, I'm sure.
I'm praying.
Don't you worry, team. I know we've got our next game together, the elite trio, but I'll be off after that and I will deliver some chickie to the committee.
Well, I'm actually off the game after that as well, Greg, so maybe we can line up together.
Excitement levels are high.
And indulge. 3 minutes 50 to play here in girls semi-final 1. And I'm not ready to call it, but up 26 now. Westlake girls are knocking on the door for the opportunity of a three-peat.
I'm going to call it.
Maya's calling it. Greg?
Oh, I don't want to jinx them. I've done a horrific job of jinxing so many players on the free throw line. But the fact that they're going to get the opportunity to go for that is incredible. And I'll tell you what, that is amazing. Just a huge shout out to the Westlake girls program to be able to get to that. What an achievement.
It's amazing. When I was at school, and it's not that long ago, Maya, Westlake girls weren't even in the Premier grade in Auckland.
Yeah, and the fact that they're now competing for that three-peat, and I believe a couple of years before their first championship, I know they were around that top 8 mark. So Bronwyn Davidson doing a very fantastic job with these young wahine. I know they went away to the World High School Championships at the beginning of this year. I believe they got a bronze medal there, so a very well-rounded program and a lot of young wahine coming through. So we know this is going to be a competing program for some years to come.
Bronwyn also running the local powerhouse Murray's Bay Intermediate in the local harbour basketball competitions.
Koro Horrocks, I just want to run back to what you just said there. Westlake weren't in the Prems. What is it that you've seen? You've got your finger on the pulse with Tamaki Makaurau, Poitakohu in particular. What has it been for that program to see them elevate themselves to where they are today?
Well, in Tamaki Makaurau, you already know though, I think it all starts with just getting people to buy in. Originally, when Jodie Cameron went there and coached, her daughter Keely Tinney, Caitlin Neuer as well, they had a good group. And then younger kids, they see the older generations just doing things on the court, makes them want to go to a school. You put the right people in place, right people running it. Bronwyn, Nella, Tanya as well. Shout out April Eramia.
Oh, that's a name.
Who is running the program. And it breeds success. It's like Rosemary College with them. They just start getting cycles. And it happens, it's not just in Auckland, across the board. If you get the right people running a school program, good things are going to happen.
And the Princess of Aranui, Whaia Maya, what school did you go to?
Middleton Grange.
Shout out the Gators.
Yeah, shout out the Gator fam. Not quite the same program as competing national champs like these guys, but much the same. The right people developing great programs. St Andrews College, another example of that, back-to-back runner-ups and a chance to do it once again.
As we're going to see some subs coming in here for Westlake girls. And I think Schroeder, Stowers and Fotu are going to sit down. Greg, what a luxury to be able to get a little bit of rest here for key players before tomorrow's big dance.
Yeah, it's been a long week. You know, our team's been playing a couple of games a day. I know it's young bodies and they recover very quickly. None like you and I feel like we'll feel that gym session this morning for the next few days. However, as you said, a complete luxury. And it's not like, as well, with this Westlake team, you know, they're able to bring wahine off the bench who also add significant impact.
1 to 12. I know Maya's considering this very similar to when she is helping with the New Zealand program at the end of the year. It's all just a luxury, isn't it, Maya, whenever you can make a sub?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially, you know, they've been pretty dominant coming out of that halfway point and kind of haven't looked back since then. So to then finally get their youngins in who have put in the same amount of mahi this year, kind of getting to reap the fruits of their labour.
Well, you know what they say, Greg, do the mahi.
And you get the treats. And you're right, if we take a little trip down memory lane back to the first quarter, when that was all said and done, we were at 20 apiece. And things were looking up for both sides. And it was really interesting to see who was going to take that initiative and put the foot to the accelerator. And it has been Westlake girls. I think they even might have some nitrous oxide in the tank because they have really kicked on here in this one.
Well, they know, Greg, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning.
Vin Diesel.
Maya's been watching a lot of... Where do you think she's been cutting film at night? She's actually just been watching movies.
You said that in our commentary the other night. I just said that to look impressive.
Yeah, she epitomises fast and furious, does our Whaia Maya. It's been a great call, this one here with you two. what a game we've seen. And I tell you what, as we get down to a minute 36, just want to show Aroha to Tauranga Girls College such an achievement, making it through to the AA Girls semi-final, making it through to any, semi-final. The business side of things, when we're coming to the end of this tournament, huge.
Speaking of the Fast and the Furious, stick around after this. We've got Christ College up against Wellington College. Two teams who don't muck about. As ball just thrown out of bounds there from Westlake. 90 seconds to play, Maya. I know that MVPs aren't given in semi-finals, but if you were to give a player of the game in this one, who would you hand it to?
It's actually a pretty tough gig, given that there is some, I would say, evenly spread contributions. I want to say it's going to go between E.K. Schroeder, Zenthia, or Amani for me.
No Amy Pateman, love?
Oh, and that's the thing, is that there's so much talent on the floor that you can't even begin to remember or identify all the impressive performances across the board.
As Hokianga sits down, she's still got another game tomorrow in the bronze medal match. And it's just a tough one, isn't it, the seeding. Tauranga Girls came at 4th last year, which means that their zone got that 4th spot. So a matchup against Westlake Girls was always on the cards. Maya, they're going to have to go hard, aren't they, tomorrow to try and get away from Westlake potentially in 2025. I feel old saying that year.
Yeah, it was a bit unreal, rolling off a tongue, but definitely, and I think for just a pride's sake for them, will want to go one better than they finished last year. And, it's always great to finish a tournament on a win. So for them, I think very much deserving of that 3rd spot, and we'll see how they can do it tomorrow.
It's been a real, I hate to quote cricket here, but a real captain's knock from Amy Pateman, who the plus minus of 28, very, very impressive.
I was wondering when you were going to speak to your experience as a scholarship recipient at John McClashan College.
If anyone's in the need for an over-aggressive, washed opening bowler, call me.
I'm sure you'll get many DMs after this game, Greg.
Oh, it's not what I want. I'll get a DM from my beautiful other half.
Shout out Alex, if you're still listening.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Hey!
Is that going to go on Mahi Maya's reel?
Oh, wait, put it back. I'll record it.
No. You can go back on your phone and you can rewatch it. No one wants to see us. They want to see the athletes on the floor. It's their time to shine, not ours.
Yeah, I love the braids there from Shiloh. Was like it was something that my follically challenged good friend, the bald voice, you'll be jealous of.
Well, when Vin said he wanted a 10-second cut, I thought that, I need to be as streamlined as possible.
Very aerodynamic, my friend.
Teams here still keeping it at a breakneck speed. Awesome though, Maya, for some of the less experienced players on either side to be able to get some action here as everyone is watching the semi-finals.
100%. Not every day you get to play in a national semi-final. A lot of kids will never have that opportunity. It's that massive tote there. So great experience for these young guns. And again, these guys have put in the same amount of work as the starters have. So very much deserving of these minutes at the tail end of today's semi-final.
And eventually a Kuruwhiwhi Toru drops for Tauranga Girls. Only their 5th of the game. And so that is going to do it here in semi-final 1. Westlake Girls keep their dreams of a three-peat alive, taking down Tauranga Girls 94-71. I'm Andrew Horrocks alongside Matua Tuhoi, Greg Elliott, and Mystic Maya Williamson. Thank you so much for joining us in that one. Go get a little lunch, go take a walk in the sunshine, and we're going to be back with boys semi-final 1, Christ College taking on Wellington College.
Kia ora, Lauren Hiblay here from from the Tall Ferns. We're out here in Flaxmere Park in Hawke's Bay. We've just opened up this new basketball court for hoops and parks. It's really cool to provide the tamariki with somewhere to go, somewhere to be physically active, play a bit of basketball with their friends. Good asset to the community, especially for those young ones who want to get amongst basketball. So yeah, it's really cool to see us open this new facility in this park that is just beautiful in Hawke's Bay.
Kia ora, Pierre Cameron here. Just want to talk a little bit about the Hoops in Parks and the Hoops in Schools program. It's been amazing. The return on investment is priceless. The accessibility for all the kids and the tamariki to get in here and enjoy themselves, especially through these trying times, been amazing. And just to get outside, you know, it's pretty awesome walking outside and seeing this kind of ballpark available. It's great, especially in these times.
Kia ora whānau, Peliri Oli here, Councillor for Flaxmere Ward, Hastings District Council. I'm here to support the initiative today, Hoops and Parks. Very, very amazing result, and it's encouraging our people to come and spend time here, and especially together with the youth. I encourage other councils to jump on board. Yeah.
Kia ora, wāre whiatu. Really enjoyed it here at the Flaxmere Courts. And looking forward to play again.
We've been waiting for the courts to open for a while now. Now that they're up, I'm glad that they're here for an activity after school. And yeah.
I like that the courts are purple.
What I like about the court is that it's different to many other courts in Flaxmere.
I like these courts because they're in a good position from if you want to go to the park or come here. And I like it because it's easy to bounce the ball and take easy shots.
My name's Ricky Lee. Shout out to everyone that made these courts happen, and yeah, me Naz.
It's a solid region, I reckon.
Aha! They're the OGs.
It's a banger.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like this sports facility. The client sent out their brief. And when it came to the 4 submissions, we impressed the client with a proposal that went over and above. Because we'd done things differently. We'd pulled together a team of experts, looked around the world for inspiration, and exceeded the client brief. We even brought it in on budget by reducing fees and prioritising function over form. At Apollo, we're more innovative, create specialist project teams, deliver on our promises, and build to the budget. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
I'm Trevor Johnson, and I'm a sheep and beef farmer from the Forgotten World Highway. Some of the country we bought was quite steep and difficult. We have pushed those blocks to pine trees. 1,000 hectares into forest and 7,000 hectares will stay in grazing. To me, it's just the best use of land. If you've got land that is not so productive, it's a marvellous way of increasing your income.
This isn't an ad about four-wheel drives. It's about knowing the place, as well as the locals.
You found the place. That's a good start. Built by my great-grandfather 20 years ago.
Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Permission to board. Push, push, push.
Giving up is not an option.
You could just feel the weight away.
Oh my God! I could see myself here on a beautiful sunny day, doing some mad manus in there. Let's go!
No special karakia to speed the process.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Nau mai e te motu whānui, nau mai haere mai ki tēnei o ngā kaupapa whakahirahira, ki tēnei o ngā kōtsi nui. We have our Hemi Whainara ki konei in the CET Arena, and I am joined by a few friends here who would like to introduce ourselves. Tēnā tātou.
Ko Andrew Horrocks, Toko Ingoa, and super excited to bring the play-by-play for this one. Boys, semi-final number 1. The flags are up. Christ College taking on Wellington College. It's going to be an absolute barnstormer, this one, alongside Pakaha Short and Greg Elliott. Greg, we're going to go to you first with the Christ College team list. Who is getting involved in this one?
Hey, thank you kindly, gentlemen. So for Christ College, we have Hoane Ifopo Tongia, Archie Ia, Aston Ija, none other than my main man, Tama Isaac, Tawhiri Kate, Truman Heath, Ihaka Kate, Gus Eglinton, Boston Pairata, Joshua Shanahan, Harry Flatman, Matthew McQuillan, coached by none other than the new Canterbury Rams head coach in the NBL, Quinn Clinton, assistant Tom Higgins, and manager Christopher Waugh.
And who do we want to be watching out in this one from Christ College, Greg?
Not only is Tama Isaac an absolute pakete, but also Ihaka Kate and Tawhiri Kate, as well as Hoani Ifopo Tongia, very, very adept at getting on the rim. Athletes all around in this Christ College.
And Kaiho on the other side for Wellington College, who have they got?
Kapai kia rātou in Wellington College. We have number 2 being JC Tanda, and we also have Joseph McDonald, Nico Leafy Shirley, Levi McDonald, we have Liam Golds Aromai, we have Kale Kinnaid, Troy Plumtree, a top scorer in their team throughout this tournament. We have Achilles Leafy Shirley, Tyler Mann, Boston Perez Belletti, Fried Omhias, Open Hui, and Laifone Kamoto, as well as our coaches being Tom Grease, as well as Ash Works.
And who should we be watching out for on the Wellington side?
Koia rā, that is Troy Plumtree here. We've seen him a lot during this warm-up as well, that he's just moving on to the court, doing some beautiful Euro steps, practicing what he can do. He's been a top scorer throughout every game for our Wellington boys here, so gonna look towards him.
And the referees for this one, Bryn Watson and Brendan Douglas. Glenn Denham seen before there as well. He is the principal of Wellington College. And Greg, I know some flags there after your own heart. The Kingdom of Tonga getting shown very proudly.
Yeah, Matema Tonga and the black and yellow, Wiz Khalifa and Wellington College. I'll tell you what, a nice little story about Glenn Denham, just quickly. When I was growing up in Otipoti, we rented out our house and I was a young fella, and Glenn Denham and one of his other, I think it was Leonard King as well, so they knocked on the door and I was smaller at the time. I just looked up at these two absolute Goliaths, and yeah, huge stalwart for basketball in Otipoti, my main man Glenn Denham.
First name Leonard, but you can call him the King. As we just take a look at the stadium starting to fill up. Tom Grice there for Wellington College. Champion in 2023. We have a matchup of the two previous AA boys champions, Christ College in 2022 and then Wellington College last year. Quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, Foot Locker, Lion Foundation, Caltex, Apollo Projects. This all brought to you live on Whakata Māori, Bailey's NZCT, Four Winds Foundation, We could go on and on and on, couldn't we, Pukaho? It's amazing how many people are getting in behind basketball these days.
Ai, te nui hoki o ngā tāngata e huhui mai nei roto I tēnei whare. Beautiful people joining in on these semi-finals, as well as kia koutou ki te kāinga, those of you at home, the whānau that have supported our boys, and well as this kaupapa alone. Just here in the CT Arena, especially now having 3 courts live on stream throughout the week, and here we are back on the main courts.
Well, the two men you just saw on camera, O'Keen Reid and Nella Fotu, Greg, probably two of the best Yanas we've got in the building.
Yeah, I tell you what, we need to keep the microphones hidden, as if they get anywhere near this, we might be out of a job, lads. I tell you what, they'll probably not only continue to talk for the duration of this game, but the duration of the day, no problems whatsoever. However, Matua, you know, Uncle Andrew, what are your thoughts on the DJ so far? I know before you were wondering if there were any Honda Civics with teaspoon engines. The Fast and the Furious. I'll tell you what, this game is going to be about the Fast and the Furious, because I cannot wait to see the battle between Plumtree and Tama Isaac in particular. And I was very fortunate enough prior to this to meet Tama's father and younger brother, and obviously older brother Kaya, over in Salt Lake City with the Breakers at the moment. So huge opportunity for him. However, was showing the love to the younger brother Jerome, who is up and coming. And I tell you what, I was just a bit shocked, because all of a sudden I was just minding my business and I got a, "Oh, are you Greg?" I was like, oh gosh, I wondered if I owed anyone money, or you know, if I was in trouble. And all of a sudden, yeah, got a lovely introduction, and we had an amazing corridor. So no, this is going to be a barnstormer, lads. We're so happy, I'm so happy to be here with you two, be able to commentate this battle.
Well, there's a reason I'm running the Hector haircut. So, Pukaho, I need a prediction out of you. Who's taking this one out, Christ College or Wellington?
Oh, we're taukiri e he ahua nui te mana o taua, fitting a bit of a hard choice there, with both of these teams being good champion winners from either years. So coming together, we have 2 siblings on each team. I'm excited to see a battle out between our Najars, Arohoma if I get that wrong, and our Shirley brothers, but I will go with the yellows at this time.
He's running yellow. Wellington will be in the yellow. Christ in the black and white stripes. Greg, I'm assuming you're running with Tama Isaac and Christ College?
You got to show love to the whānau, and also, even though you come from Otipoti, and if you are battling Canterbury, usually one of those really ones that you want to get, you know, in the W column, but when it's a team from the North and the South Island, you've got to show love to the South. So really looking forward to seeing Tama Isaac play live. I've gone to see him play twice previously. I've only been able to make it there by half-time, and they have been blowing out teams, and he's already been sitting, so great to see him from the jump ball this time.
Good first position there for Christ College, even though they're in converters, still a nice fluid position. Here's Wellington. First Kurufifi Toru from them is short. Pukaho, maybe a little bit of nerves in the semi-finals?
Oh, definitely, especially being able to commentate these bigger boys in these bigger games. We're normally used to doing our A games. Engari rā, coming to this court, we have our double A boys. It's definitely going to be an interesting and a fun game to commentate on.
So the differentiator between single A's and double A's, if they are a single-sex school, their role, if they are over 300, double A, and then if they are co-ed, then it's over 600. First tip ball of the afternoon, and don't forget you can follow along the live stats, enter nz.basketball. Go into the secondary schools hub and you can track it down. Here's Plumtree on the left hand side, just having a little dance, losing the dribble there, goes into the teeth of the defense, rises over.
Just comes off the tapa there, Engari rā ka puta ki wau. No, keeps the ball alive. Unfortunately, at the whānau at home, I don't have our number 11 there on our team list. Unfortunately, at this time, we're going to get that name sorted.
That is Joseph McDonald, as the first Kurufifi Toru is good. Greg, the atmosphere is rising inside Hector's Arena.
I'll tell you what, as you said, the stadium has filled very, very quickly. We had some extremely vocal fans. I almost want to take the microphone down there and get involved myself. But oh, the big answer.
And the ice in the vein celebration on the very first Kurufifi Toru for Christ.
Will they make a return shot there? Just comes off the tapa and returns into the hand of the black team.
And away they come, nice little cross-court pass.
Yeah, Ihaka Keat there, securing the turapa. And that's my man at Hawani, Ifopotongia. Uncle Andrew, he is the one to watch. He will attack the tapa.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of watching a younger version of yourself, Greg. Just all-out aggression, all-out heart, all you can ever ask for as a coach.
As Whaiamai would say, all gas, no brakes, Hawani.
Jones comes off the tapa there with Plumtree for the good pass. Driving all the way down, oh no. Gonna get a kurutupi tori to start off the first. Is that our first kurutupi tori there from Wellington College?
That is our second. They are shooting hot early here. There's a reason they're wearing yellow. Christ College thought about it. A little speculator into the corner again. Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Greg, they've got to be liking the shots they're getting.
You're getting some open looks there. Hawani going for the Kuruwhiwhi Toru. I liked him when he was attacking the tapa though.
And already timeout taken by Quinn Clinton. Greg, what do you think he's not liking early in this game?
I tell you what, they're getting some easy looks themselves around the parquet. And quite often, as we've seen so far in this tournament, there's nothing better than a momentum stopper than a wahiki, as we see the replay there.
Plumtree once again, Pukaho, perfect start for Wellington College. What have they really done early in this one?
He ahua ngāwari tēnei wā mā rātou ki te uruatu ki te key. It's a bit easy for them to make it inside the key. They're getting some easy pakete, and I believe we're going to see a bit more time out than usual in our earlier games this week, just because it is our semi-finals, so we're definitely going to try to break those momentums a lot more throughout every quarter. So this game is definitely going to drag on for a good time though.
We saw the legend before, Benny Hill, coming down to watch, former Tall Black. Greg, a man whose game you probably modelled yours off.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you've got the bigger body, you try to use that to your advantage. Set the screen, maybe not so quick on the roll, but I tell you what, Benny Hill in his day, far better than I was. Great masterclass of the power forward position in particular.
Christ College ball, full court defense here from Wellington. Here's Tama Isaac off a little early punch screen, trying to get downhill. And maybe the hand's just getting a little sweaty, Greg, as he loses control.
Yeah, like Eminem, you don't want to lose control too early, Hoz. Sorry, Pukaho, what were you about to say, my mate?
It's a bit early in our game, probably the nerves kicking into our boys. Hit semi-finals it is, two champions, undefeated teams throughout the tournament, so going hand-to-hand with each other.
Have another look here at the charge, and those hurt.
Yeah, reckless abandon there. As you said, you look up and you are a defender and you make that business decision to take that charge. I'm very happy to see the introduction of mouth guards being mandatory.
Wellington College here looking to double the post catch. Kick out Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Beautiful job, Wellington, keeping our Christ College outside of the key. They're drawing them out for those Kuruwhiwhi Torus. Plumtree slips just outside of the baseline.
First hudder on Christ College.
Hudder.
And I really liked the look of Plumtree when he got his opportunities with the Wellington Saints in the Sales NBL. A real up-and-comer, and how good is it seeing the talent on display. Again, thank you to Whakata Māori for able to beam this straight into the living room or wherever you might be enjoying this viewing spectacle.
Plumtree doing what he does, getting into the key. Early pass just outside the three. Huapoto just a bit short.
Shout out to all 652 of you watching from home. And Greg, you'd probably think as well, there's a few people huddled around those TVs, so that's not the actual viewing number, a bit few higher than that.
I'll tell you what a day to get friends and whānau around to the whare and get around the TV, get your snacks. I hope the jug has been boiled and the tea already brewed, and you get comfy and settle in for this one.
I'm sure Tyler Herbert's watching it from your home, safe and sound on the couch.
Yeah, not only Tyler Herbert, but we also have somehow got Manawatu Jets, a local legend, Simon Alafa'ale, has snuck his way into my whare as well. So, yeah, I don't know if my fridge is safe, that's for sure. So
you can mihi atu ki a whakata Māori for that, allowing him to watch this at home.
Crowd keeps growing as the first Kurutautupu is good.
And again, Hoane Fopotongia doing big things already in this one. Under 16 Nationals MVP in 2023 was Hoane.
3 of 4 now from the free throw line as we're seeing a 3-2 zone.
Puncher in the middle.
Away they come with the ball, get the steal. Early double from Wellington College. Great ball movement to the corner. Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Greg, they're getting that shot every time they want it.
Yeah, just off the side of the backboard there, and Wellington do a great job of getting on the tūrapas there, Pokaho.
Wellington again, just keeping them outside in the Kuruwhiwhi Toru line. Doing a good job with cutting those screens away. Engari, they are getting those huddles when they manage to get inside, so perhaps that's just the plan at the moment, keeping them out for Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Great little weak side screen there for the open Kuruwhiwhi Toru. Can't convert again from the corner. Christs. And their players, Greg, trying to replicate head coach Quinn Clinton.
Yeah, I tell you what, not shy to keep things up as Quinn Clinton, especially over there at St Mary's. Saw a lovely video of him earlier from his playing days there, doing the rounds on the socials.
Wellington College, another basket. Pokaho, they're doing an incredible job.
There we are, that's what they're trying to keep away, some easy drives to the hoop. Engari, they're going to return the favour perhaps. Draws the hara with the and one. Kowai Hokitera, that is number 6, Levi McDonald. I believe he was one of our top scorers there as well in our previous games. Most games scoring at least 24 points. 24 points, majority of the games that he's had here at Palmerston North.
As we had a great action replay of that one. Sam down there on the courtside camera, getting out from the production truck to bring you all these views. As converts the second one, and Greg, a little bit tough for Quinn Clinton, called the earlier Waiheke and hasn't quite got the reaction he probably wanted from that.
Yeah, it's a tough one because Quinn making the calls, and the open looks, and Christ have knocked down these opportunities so far. Maybe it is the bright lights, who knows, here on the main broadcast channel, the Fly Palmy Arena. And as I said, there's a huge crowd that has made its way in, and they are vocal early, folks.
Wellington College happy to work things around his plum tree up the top. Leaves that one well shot. Kaho, though, he's got to be happy with that shot. That's what he likes.
Kuiara Tōna Wāhi, he is definitely making a few shots on the outside during his practicing warm-ups, but I've seen that he is more than capable of getting inside the key, drawing those hudders. But I believe on the defensive side, they're allowing Christ to slip through. What can we do about that?
Crowd getting animated. Here is Tama Isaac for Christ College, down at 2 points. Just under 6 minutes played here in quarter one, boys semi-final one. Winner will take on the winner of Rosmini versus Napier. Boys to the hoop. Greg, they are shooting over 50% inside the arc. More of that, surely.
I tell you what, just sometimes you've got your big name players and you just got to see who sometimes has the hot hand. And I tell you what, it's Hoane Fopotongia, like myself in the McDonald's drive-through last night. You want to feed the beast, keep giving it to the big fella.
Again, another corner, Kuruwhiwhi Toru snuffed out. Away come Wellington College on the run. Pokaho, they are hitting the gas at pace.
Well, you can see the tempo has risen a lot for these last few games, especially with these AA boys. They are rushing towards the hoop. Just comes off the Papa Muri twice, unfortunately, but the plan was there.
I thought Plumtree was going to put that down.
Beautiful steal there by McDonald.
He's out ahead.
Always gets the post there, and we'll knock it down. Koiara for Jason McDonald.
A great job trying to meet Plumtree at the summit and not fouling there from Christ College.
I'm sure we'll get another look at that at some point. Again, the double of the post somehow stood through, and it draws the Hara. Not too sure how we managed that.
And you alluded to the crowd, the mana. I wanted to, just while we've got you here, Pokaho, you did an amazing job yesterday. You would have felt the mana, the waiata also were flowing from you know, all sorts around the stadium last night. Great atmosphere, and it's starting to get like that today.
Koe ara te mana o ngā whānau, just all the whānau and everyone else coming to support these big teams and all the teams that come for these tournaments, those that can't make it at home, also yelling at your TVs. We can hear you from here. Don't worry, we can hear you guys.
Nearly at 800 now on the live stream. The numbers, Greg, are trending up a bit like your games last night.
I tell you what, we had some phenomenal numbers tuning in from around Aotearoa. Just goes to show, yeah, it just goes to show how strong Poitakohu is and the interest in the game. And I'm not surprised because of the talent on display that we've seen so far this week. There's no better place to be than Fly Palmy Arena here in the beautiful Pinori, aka Palmerston North.
And
that hurt. Isaac staying down, away come Wellington College. I think we're going to have this possession and then there's going to be a break.
Christ College getting the ball back. Unfortunately, they are 4 players down. They will call the time here due to an injured player.
As we have a look here on the action replay, 3-on-1. And not too sure what Plumtree was meant to do. He's a big unit. He can't just stop himself.
Yeah, I did have to avert the eyes there on the replay as saw it live, and I tell you what, Tama Isaac, if he can regain just probably feeling it in the body in general as he's up, he's moving, that's such a good sign to see. Questioning the GJ Garnett team in grey, wondering if there was a potential hara involved.
Well, it's a tough one, right? Because Plumtree can't move, but was he in a legal guarding position? Probably not. So I think maybe Christ do have a fair question, but there's a reason we're up in the commentary booth and not on the court.
We do have to wait for our official calls here from our amazing referees doing their job.
15 apiece here.
I guess it's just always a bit of a tough one, lads. You know, when it's one of your big name players in particular, no one wants to see any injury or anyone down for any particular time, but if Christ are to go on here and advance, no doubt Tama Isaac's going to be a huge part of that.
Almost a strip from Wellington College. Christ looking to take the lead here. Shooting 33% for the game thus far. I'm sure that's going to tick up as we move along.
Perhaps we can see Wellington College perhaps take advantage of the situation with Isaac off the courts.
And look at that, there's a steal running out.
McDonald, taking the lead, Wellington College.
Got to be honest, Greg, there's a few horns in the crowd. I keep thinking it's going to be a timeout.
You're not wrong there. I was about to start saying, oh, Quinn Clinton calls another waiheke. It can be confusing, and it is loud in here at Fly Palmy Arena.
Great basket though.
Yeah, and how good, a little bit bigger than basketball itself too, having brothers in the same team, Tāwhiri and Iha Kukit. To the Kate whānau, they'll be at home maybe in Christchurch, thoroughly enjoying what they're seeing so far from their boys.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru is up and short, Tūrapa Plumtree, and what a run out for Wellington College.
Oh, they're just getting these easy long distance passes, able to just score them some easy points.
Straight back, here come Christ. Kuruwhiwhi Toru thought about it and draws the hara, and that is going to be to Kuru Totuku's. Greg, always a positive relief for a coach when you can get easy shots at the line.
Oh, for sure, but speaking of easy shots, we see Wellington College on the fast break, and I tell you what, it's one thing you want to get out of the game early if you are Christ, is you need to nullify any easy pakete, and we're just seeing that transition basketball from Wellington College, so crisp with their passing of the poro and advancing that ball up and attacking the tapa.
Converts the first. Chance here to tie the game up once again. Just a tick over 1 minute to go in quarter one.
Jesus, quarter has gone fast. The boys blitzing on the court, and so has the time. Beautiful atmosphere we have here in the CET Arena. It's only the first quarter and a lot of the whānau and non-whānau coming in to support. Seems as though McDonald there will draw a hara.
Third hara on Christ College, not deemed in the active shooting, so will be a baseline inbound. And still happy to man up our Christ College on this. Here's Plumtree in the corner, spins to the hoop.
Gets that two-upper there to put it back. Fortunately doesn't connect, will rip it out.
Draws the hara once again, already has 8 two-uppers in this game. And Greg, for Christ College, they've got to keep the number 8 off the boards.
Yeah, we see the replay here, but I'm sure it must have been something that Queen Clinton would have, instructed his boys that it's going to be a big day of trying to box out, keeping the boys in yellow off the two-upper, both on the offensive and defensive ends. We've seen a battle of the two-upper in the previous matchup in the Wahine Toa battle. However, that'll go a long way, and Plumtree, though, he is an athlete.
The rebound count, 17 for Wellington, 10 for Christ College. The defending champions with the lead here, trying to keep their title hopes alive. Christ College trying to wrestle the title back. As another tip, a little bit of volleyball played here from both teams.
Beautiful swat there from our boy Plumtree.
There was no low-hanging fruit on that block attempt. And Christ College are going to hold the ball here for the last shot. Greg, who do you want taking it?
I tell you what, I just want to get Huane Fopotongia the poro, and he does, but he has to kick it with the double team. What a first quarter in the box, lads.
All right, 20 points to Wellington College, 19 to Christ College.
As we have another look here at the block. Absolute springs on his shoes. Pukaho, what have Wellington College done so well to eke out this minuscule 1-point lead at quarter time?
They've done a beautiful job at getting in the key and just putting it up as many times as they can, getting those two-uppers again, taking the lead in our two-upper this game on both sides, possibly offense and defense. So I believe they should keep doing that, and if they are stopped, we also know that our boys can shoot from the outside.
Greg, on the flip side, as we see the huddle of Christ College on screen, only down 1, and I feel I have a few things to fix. What has really stood out to you in the first quarter?
Thank you, the bold voice, Andrew Horrocks. As I take a look through the stats up there on the big screen, the amazing scoreboard we have in Fly Palmy Arena. Huane Fopotongia really doing the bulk of the mahi so far early in this one. 8 points to his name, ably assisted by Tama Isaac and Ihaka Keat with 4 apiece. And I'm wondering, lads, how is the health? We saw Tama Isaac take a huge tumble in that first quarter. Wonder how the body is feeling after that.
Well, when your last name's Isaac, it's mana plus 10, so I'm sure he won't be too far away. But a few team stats here. Shooting percentages very even. Wellington College, 32%, Christ 31. And 3-point land. We saw it in the first semi-final as well with the girls. Both teams are struggling a little bit on the show court. 2 for 9 Wellington, 1 for 11 Christ College. But the key thing to notice, rebounds. Wellington College have 20. Christ has 11 as we see Mike Fitchett and Phil Jones. Kat Jones as well. And Elena Vucinic. Greg, they need to keep Plumtree off the boards. He already has 10.
I tell you what, that from up here, that is exactly what they need to do. However, it is easier said than done.
Tauta koinga koro, Greg. Plumtree throughout the entire tournament, again, being a top scorer in every game that they've played and won, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for Christ College to keep him out, as we've seen throughout this game as well.
And the board voice, our first cheer-hoos of the game as the yellow and black flags did their laps around Fly Palmy Arena.
Wellington ball to start quarter number 2. Here's Plumtree. He likes to operate out of the top, steps through off the two-upper, but Papaiho, you've got to love that first position.
Tauta koinga koro, and Christ did a good job without drawing those hudders, though he was trying to get through to the baskets.
Greg, much much of the same that we saw from Christ there in that first possession from quarter one.
And that's just it's a good look. It's something that these boys can knock down. That Kuruwhiwhi Toru, it's an open shot. It's just obviously the difference between making and taking can be two very different things when it comes to the scoreboard. So, hey, if you're Christ College, you're happy with the look. It's just about the execution and knocking that shot down.
Horns action there from Wellington College. Again, Plumtree likes to get a little ahead of his steam. Rejects the dribble, handoff to the hoop, kick to the corner. Great recovery from Christ.
And a beautiful pass to finish it off. Beautiful strategy there that we had from Wellington, drawing out a few more defenders, thinking we're going for the kokona shot there. Kuruwhiwhi Toru's were inbound.
Defense chant goes up from the Wellington, a faithful little half spin, and Plumtree again just knocks that out of bounds. 4.4 on the shot clock. Quinn Clinton saying they hit the rim. It should be a 14 reset.
And I tell you what, some of the previous games that these Christ College boys have played, second chance opportunities have been plenty with the athleticism of Tāwhiri Kate and Ihaka Kate and Hoani Ifopotongia. However, it is Plumtree that is nullifying any second chance opportunities. Huge Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Tying the game now, that did, and that was number 21 from our team in the black. Return shot there, beautifully done by Mr. Boston Perez Belletti.
Well, both teams now adjusting to the bright lights here in quarter two. Little on-ball, good switch in the corner from Wellington. And that's where the Charlie Dalton cut is so effective, Greg.
Oh, I couldn't have used a better description myself. I heard from the big fella yesterday as I was commentating that Rosmini game. However, again, huge from Perez Trileti on that previous position.
Wellington College down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Step through, corner, Fifi Toru.
Mr. Tānoa for a beautiful Kuruwhiwhi Toru there, aroha mai. That is Tyler Ngan.
Both teams lighting it up very early here in quarter two. Just over a quarter of the way gone. Kuruwhiwhi Toru on the way again. Greg, offensive two-up is going to be key as Plumtree rises once again.
I'll tell you what, the tree that keeps giving, I guess, Kowhai, Rimu, but at everything, the Plumtree is standing tall in this one. And I tell you what, as I said, this is my first look live of Troy Plumtree, and he has not disappointed.
Well, it reminds me of the song that all anyone can ever see is just another lemon tree. Might have to change it to plums.
Pokaho, you might be able to elaborate the largest tree in Aotearoa. What was that name?
Tāne Mahuta, Kuia Rā Te Ingoa, the forest god. That might be Plumtree this game.
Yeah, Troy Tāne Mahuta himself, the tree of trees, as Christ bring it to 2 points.
Trying to get Plumtree into that high post, spins, there's the double on the catch, and the hara is called. Lovely offense there, Pukaiho.
Mai koe ara Boston ka tuku I aia ki te rāringi Kuru Tautsuku, the free throw line for his 2 shots.
As we see there, just that double, and Greg, they need that help the helper, don't they, as the helper comes across.
Correct. And that's the thing too, is when you do send that double, it's all about making sure that, you know, everyone's in sync, and if you're going to send the double, that someone else is coming in to fill that gap, which we saw there. Number 10, Boston Perez Palete, filling that gap himself and taking advantage.
Ka pai kua e aia te Kuru Tautsuku tuatahi gets the first free throw. Ara ko puta I te tapa just heads out of our rim, and we'll turn it to the hands of our black team.
Greg, return of Tom Isaac.
Oh, how good. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the Canterbury region in particular were holding their breaths, just wondering, will we see the reintroduction of Tama? And he looks reinvigorated too.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru is good from the outside. Mr. Boston Pairata in the black.
Tie ball game, 29 apiece. Both starting to come alive from beyond the good ball movement here from Wellington. Step through, leaves it short. Out to the races, Christ College 4 on 3. And Greg, we love the aggression.
Touche, the bald voice, and I tell you what, very reminiscent of a Paul Pierce. Remember when he was carted off in
2008?
Yeah, that's right, and came back, and just what I mean by that is that he just, the reintroduction of, you know, almost the leader, the inspirational leader, Tama Isaac. It's just so good to have him back out there, and it just lifts the confidence of all the rest of his attainers. As we see Hawane again, might even need to start paying a rent because he's living at that free throw line for free.
This is both though, a chance here to take the lead for Christ. Goes begging, Plumtree to the hoop.
Koiara Tāne Mahuta himself getting up there on for a beautiful kuru peka slam dunk there, getting through everyone in the key. That is the Plumtree that we all know and love.
Hey Greg, that's why you got to send that double so early, isn't it?
I tell you what, his first step as well, super quick, and he can spring with the best of them. Autumn, winter, summer, and spring himself, Troy Plumtree.
Shot there in the Kuruwhiwhi, Toru away, come Wellington College. Chance to extend this to a 2-possession game. Going for a little dribble handoff on the side action there. Are they going to look for Plumtree, or is someone else going to step up on this possession?
Mr. Tanoa tries to create an opportunity for himself in the key. Beautiful side step there. Ki te kokona he Kuruwhiwhi toru pā. Comes off the tapa with a beautiful rebound from our boys in the black.
And a Hara called. That is going to be the second Hara on Wellington College. Don't mind that at all. Pukaiho up 2. Not in foul trouble at all. Why not try and get a steal and extend their lead?
Right, to Koina quarter again. Yes, it is only the first half of our game, just under 5 minutes and a half. But I would like to say it's good to see our boy Tama Isaac back on the court, number 6.
Here is Isaac. Bring the ball up for Christ.
And how good is it as well if Big Brother is able to tune in, you know, having that ability thanks to Whakata Māori all the way from Salt Lake City. Kai Isaac with the New Zealand Breakers, older brother of Tama Isaac. And maybe even Tako Fall enjoying this one.
You'd hope so.
I tell you who is enjoying it is the Queen of Canterbury herself, Fly Maya Williamson, joining us here in the commentary booth, getting a lovely seat. As I tell you what, the aerial view from up here, lads, doesn't get much better than this. I think we've got the best seats in the house.
I'd have to agree with you there, Greg. Converts the first 1-point game now, nearly halfway through. And would you believe it, over 900 people now watching.
Things you love to see in Pōkaiho. We saw a lovely korero from Glenn Denham last night after that A-Boys final.
Te rawe hoki te rongo I ona kōrero arohanei ki ngā tima katoa. Just a lovely speech there to thank everyone that's been involved to this kaupapa for the last 5 days. Long 5 days it's been, and we still have a day left to go.
Good stagger screen there from Wellington, but switched everything to Christ College. Trying to get a punch screen from Plumtree. Stripped, and it'll be Christ College ball. Wellington shooting 36%, Christ College 35%. It is neck and neck.
Was that bit of a box-and-one defense being played? I didn't see there, Hoz. It looked like Hawane was living in Troy Plumtree's airspace, looking to plant maybe seeds for the next Plumtree. Who knows? There's a fast break here. Oh, what a steal!
Stolen away.
Away comes Tama Isaac.
Almost manages to get that beautiful intercept there. Plumtree tries to make his way up.
And that almost had to hit the roof to get that over Troy Plumtree. Lovely finish. Christ College 33, Wellington 31.
He loves that baseline, Plumtree, but gets chapped for a moment.
Good
Far
outlet
from
pass
the
there.
Kuruwhiwhi toru line.
Deep Kuruwhiwhi toru. And I think Plumtree there, when he was getting boxed out, just used the arms to try and wrap. Easy call there for the referee. That is going to be his first hutta of the game, so no issues there.
Oh, it's good to see that he's only on his first hutta just in the last few minutes of our second quarter of our first half of the game.
And trying to wrap, much like your freestyle this morning, Uncle Drew.
Here's what I don't understand though. That was a loose ball foul, and they're now in the bonus. How come that wasn't free throws?
Asking all the right questions. Uncle Drew up here. I wish I had the answer for you, my good friend, as we see Kate attack the hoop.
Might see Article 44.1, Greg. Correctable errors at the next stoppage. They can go back and shoot free throws, as that is going to be the second on Plumtree offensive foul.
But look who it is again. The young man, Tama Isaac, he is going through it. As you see the replay, steadies himself, takes one right in the chest. You can't really argue with that one, boys. That's a charge every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Is he going to be able to walk tomorrow?
Aye, putting his body on the line. Must be the adrenaline of this match, just running through him, keeping him going alongside the wairua from his whānau at home and his team on the bench.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? I mean, you've got to leave it all out there if you want to have a shot at the big finals. Kuruwhiwhi toru.
That's the fourth one now for Christ College. 5-point lead. 3.5 to play, quarter two.
Beautiful pass and cut. The action will just give them that extra 2 points needed to catch up to Christ College.
Stuff you love to see. Bit of extended pressure as well from Wellington. Well, they might try and trap there once the ball passed halfway. Not to be. And stripped 14 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay Christ ball.
Yeah, and it's been a real game of ebbs and flows. Wellington College were up. Christ College had to battle back. Tama Isaac's been everywhere. And they now have a slim, slender lead as the Hawani e Whapotongia adding to that.
Well, I thought he was going into the redwood forest there by Rotorua. Up amongst the trees, somehow got that one to go down.
Even the plum tree, you could say.
Strong passes being done by Wellington College. Trying to find that opening, just loses the ball for bits. He Kuruwhiwhi toru.
They look good from here, Pukai.
Aye, Tautoko, this angle here tricks us sometimes, making it seem like it's going to go in the hoop. Draws the hara.
Pukai, it just feels like Wellington's getting a little bit frantic on their offensive possessions. What could they do just to settle things down and get an easy pakite?
It is definitely, they're definitely getting more comfortable with driving towards the pakete there. Engari rā, I'm going to be worried a bit for Tama Isaac getting a bit too close to that key again. Perhaps a bit of memory loss for him during his last fall. We'll see if he can make it back up without injuring himself any further, I would say. Worried about that boy.
Tom Grice here having a little korero with the referee. What do you think he's talking about?
It seems as though our boys in the yellow have let Christ get a little bit too comfortable within the key. They did do well managing to draw them out onto the Kuruwhiwhi toru line early in the game, but we've seen that Christ College is more than capable of drawing those points onto the board here. We see 38s for Christ College. And a lot of shots have been taken, and a lot of shots in the later second quarter have been made, which is a good thing. Engari, again, it's just trying to keep those boys at bay, try not to draw those hara, as they are drawing a lot of haras in the second quarter.
Greg, just before we saw a meeting of the minds, the bald bucket himself, Sammy D, and then Wellington Saints GM, Jordan Mills.
Maybe Jay Mills, who pays the bills, suggesting you want to catch the Inter Islander next NBL season and suit up for me in the powerhouse Wellington Saints. I'm sure if Michael Fitchett sees that, it's not going to be a korero that will last for much longer. Sammy Dempster, a stalwart there for the Nelson Giants. And I'll tell you what, Tawhiri Kate will have a chance here at the free throw line, and New Zealand under-15 men's Oceania Cup team and older brother Ihaka, New Zealand under-17 World Cup team. So the Kate genetics, you're definitely not going to see the Elliott whānau feature in any of those teams.
As Tawhiri now hits double figures alongside Hawani, who has 12. No one from Wellington College as yet in double figures. McDonald and Plumtree leading the way there with 7 points apiece. Points in the paint, would you believe it? Tied, 18 for each side.
Something I always enjoy from you. You are the statistician of the group. Andrew Horrocks, absolute pleasure to be here with you and Pukaiho calling this one.
Plumtree making his way in like he always does. Good dish pass there. We'll get it just, well done, getting the ball back up from the tapa. Tūrapa into a great little kuru there.
Much needed basket for Wellington, and they get the steal.
McDonald, that is, managed to still dish it in. Thought he would have lost the ball, lost control, but beautiful control to finish it off.
Timeout immediately taken from Christ Greg. What did Quinton not like there?
I'll tell you what, I called it in the previous game, is we'll just quickly see the replay, and quickly indeed, fast Pakete there, but I tell you what, it's all about controlling and taking care of the poro. Just a little bit of a loose handle there, and when you get to this level of the tournament, you can't be giving away easy paketes like that. So I'm sure when it's just bringing everyone in, let's get some H2O. Love to see that the boys there all linked arms, band of brothers style.
Turnovers is now at 6 for Wellington College, 5 for Christ. 3-point game. Winner takes on the winner of Rosmini versus Napier boys. That'll be live from 5:45, barring any games going to triple overtime, which you wouldn't put it past happening today.
We saw in the crowd there in the white t-shirt, a battle-weary Lockie Crate, Manawatu Jets. Took a couple of shots to the face, huge black eye, as now it's Jordan Mills talking to none other than our beloved Miles Pearce.
Well, I don't know when Jordan Mills went to Franklin. That's actually the Franklin Bulls head coach, Greg. As the biggest NBL fan in the whole country, I thought you'd realise that. Touche.
No, I just got caught up there seeing our good friend Miles Pearce. Twin brother. We got a twin sister here, Maya Williamson of Miles Pearce.
Here's Christ College, little shake and bake and dish.
Gets the Tūrapa there. Almost managed to do exactly what they've been doing the entire game. Long court passes. Another steal.
I haven't seen a better dish this tournament than your bowl you've been bringing to the tournament, Haas, from the Airbnb. What a rebound.
That is Tūrapa number 15 for Plumtree, Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
And it looks good there. Mr. Tyler for beautiful Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Well, the only thing better than 20/20 vision is 40/40 vision. Minute 21 to play, quarter 2, we're all tied up.
Yeah, minute 17 as well, lads. Time running out, and how good would it be going into half time, tied up. Because I tell you what, these two teams have been inseparable.
Who would have thought that we'd be getting the Inga Solofute Taia half special? Under a minute to play now, Wellington ball, their second to last position, most likely here in the first half. Boys, semi-final, number 1.
Tries to get that rebound yet again for the offensive rebound. He's all alone, but he doesn't care. Draws the Hara as well.
That's on Plumtree, I believe.
That is going to be the third on Plumtree, if you're correct there, Greg. That will be something to watch.
Seems as though it was from our boy Arohomai McDonald instead. I see.
Is that one of those ones where you see it happen, you straight away put your hand, if you're not Troy Plumtree, just to keep the big fella out of trouble?
Yeah, I think we saw that from McDonald there, try and immediately run to the referee with the hand up. Great astute observation there, Oz. Oh, around the tapa and out. And again, Hawane Fopotongia, not for the first time and not for the last time. He is attacking the tapa relentlessly and being rewarded for his efforts.
3 rebounds to go along with his 12 points. And that was the 15th free throw that's been shot in this game already for Christ College.
Wellington in no rush to get back to the other side of the court, except gets stolen away. Returns back into our hand. Backcourt hasn't been called. Will return on with the game. Comes off the tapa.
Big fight there for the Tūrapa. Here is the main man, Tama Isaac. 3 seconds between shot clock and game clock. He's going to try and bleed this down as low as he can so that Wellington can't get a quality position on the other end.
See a high pick being set here from Aston.
To the outside for Kuruwhiwhi Toru, and it's good.
3 seconds, they got time here, Wellington, and they're going to launch it. And that is not going to be off in time. So, half-time here, boys semi-final 1. Christ College 44, Wellington College 40. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the second half.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
I'm Jason Bill, and we farm around the Mid-North. We took a review of our business a couple of years ago, sort of identified challenges that we had. One was profitability, and we'd noticed on our steep hill country we're getting more and more erosion. We looked around to diversify, looked at forestry to plant on our steeper country. For us, it really addressed those concerns. By doing the forest farm model, we feel like we're getting the best of both worlds. And I'm really excited, and I really do believe in this model. I think it's the way of the future.
At Apollo Projects, we create better outcomes because we never make any assumptions. Like at this dairy dryer. The cladding on the building that houses the dairy dryer needed to be replaced. So they called us up. First, we inspected the cladding. The cost implications of shutting the dryer down were huge, particularly from the loss of production, which is much higher than the actual reclad costs. So we came together as a team. We said, why don't we replace the cladding while the dryer is still operational? No one had ever done that before, which meant working with the client on hygiene requirements. We wrapped the dryer in 2 layers to create a hygiene envelope, while the old panels were removed and the new ones installed, all while the dryer continued to work. By thinking outside the square and working as a team, the project was completed with no disruption to production, and it was a world first. Apollo Projects. No assumptions, better outcomes.
Hey. Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Morena, beautiful people.
Look at me! Look at her!
Whoa!
Hee-haw! Hee-haw!
Bang.
Too much.
Sounds ominous. Keep our kaumatua cool.
Oh, you went all the way to the KKK, eh?
Yeah.
Hurry up! Huh?
Okay. Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Welcome back here to Fly Palmy Arena, Koandra Hawks, Tokawingawa for boys semi-final number 1, Christ College versus Wellington College. And it looks like some kuruto tukus were shot while we were away because it's now 46-40. Joined alongside Greg, Elliott and Pukahe Short. Greg, first with you, what did Christ do so well after being down early to eke out a small 6-point lead?
Yeah, I tell you what, Wellington, took it to them early, and Christ, they've regathered, they've got themselves composed, and they are really riding the coattails there of Hoane Ifopo Tongia. He has been relentless there in that first half, top scoring with 13 points. But I tell you what, huge contribution from none other than, who's that there? Oh, we've got Boston Pairata, really impressed with his mahi. And yeah, huge play earlier. We saw Kai Isaac took a huge tumble and then took a huge charge. So just hopefully he's okay.
We didn't actually miss anything. The score's now been corrected to a 44-40 in the venue. Not really sure what's happening there, but that's okay. Pukaiho for Wellington College. They're getting to the hoop a lot. What do they need to erase this lead from Christ and then build one of their own?
Oh, it seems as though they are struggling to keep the ball in their hands, losing a bunch of their passes, getting a bit of more intercepted plays from Christ, but they're doing a great job at steals. I've seen many steals and many long passes across the court, giving them those easy baskets throughout the game, as well as Aomatua Plumtree there, Aomatua Tāne Mahuta himself, our tour number 8 in the yellow, getting up there, he's shown himself a kuru peka, beautiful slam dunk, as well as his teammates to assist him and him to assist his team.
Now, would you believe it? The teams are shooting the same percentage from the field, both at 38%. The key difference in the score at the moment, Christ College are 11 from 15 from the free throw line. Wellington College are 3 of 5. Points in the paint, pretty even. Wellington just leaning in the ascendancy, 22-18 on that one. So it's going to be Christ in the black with the white stripes who are going to get us underway here in quarter number 3. Greg, what do you think they're going to look to do?
I tell you what, a little bit more of the same. Get it into Hawani. He has been attacking, as I said, the tapa, and also the main man. Look at that, what an effort play to get the game started.
And they get the ball back, and the easiest of baskets, sorry, I've lost the plot. Greg, perfect start.
Yeah, exactly what you want if you're Christ College. And Pokaiho, I know Wellington will be looking to answer very quickly.
Michael Plumtree, he loves that baseline. He loves driving it towards the baseline on his opposition side and trying to find that easy cut pass towards whoever's open out on the 3. He knows that he can draw the defense all in towards him. He is a bit of a main focus.
And it was Dana that did not hit the rim by the referee, so shot clock violation. Perfect defensive start there from Christ College, up 46-40. And just looking at the top scorers, Hawani has 13, Boston Parata 12, and Tawhiri Kate 11 for Christ. No one in double figures, McDonald and Plumtree leading the way for 9 for Wellington.
And what we have seen is, over the duration of this tournament, is a great pakete there from Kate, is the battle of the Tūrapa. Now, Matua Hoz, if you wouldn't mind, how are we looking there on that particular front, my friend?
Wellington up 30-22. That's pretty conclusive. Not showing on the scoreboard as yet, but those extra possessions do pay. As Christ again cleaning things out to the races. And I thought Plumtree was going to get that one.
Oh, I really did see that angle there. He has a bit of height on him, that boy. Kuru Whiwhitoru just on the outside there, with the rebound yet again for our team in the yellow.
Great look there, Greg.
Hawani on the offensive glass, creating second chance opportunity. There's another tough pakete.
Left hand on the right side, that is Plumtree for ya.
Here come Christ again. We're going to look for a high on ball. Nice little horns action out of the high post. Spin, is it going to go to the corner? No, a hara is called. And once again, Christ, who have been living at the line a little bit in this one, will have a chance to extend this and be the first team to 50.
Yeah, replay here. We'll see Ihaka take it into the teeth of the defense. Wellington walled up there, but able to draw the hara and rewarded for his efforts.
Converts the first. Foul count, Wellington now with 14. And Christ have committed 6. No one really in foul trouble. Plumtree and McDonald with 2 for Wellington, and then Ihaka Kate with 2 for Christ.
It's good to see, even with a foul count like that, as you said, great coaching, able to rotate the subs and just nullify anyone getting into too much trouble.
Pretty helpful at the high school level when your head coach is now also an NBL coach. Thought he was square there. Wouldn't mind another look at the replay. Was he potentially inside the charge circle?
Maybe. I think it might have been a hand in the cookie jar attempting to pry the ball free. So you see, if the call was on Tama Isaac, he did have a little chop at the forearm. You don't want to chop the tree.
I like that. I like that.
Especially not one as valuable as Troy Plumtree.
Definitely looking like the golden boy in the yellow uniform, the blonde hair. And pakete after pakete for the big fella.
Full court man-to-man here from Wellington. Just trying to tire out these Christ guards.
There you go, the quick steal there, gets control of it yet again. And will be sent outside for a reposition to our boys in the yellow.
Christ College seeing quite a bit of dialed up pressure here from Wellington, and no surprises there. Boys semi-final, AA, playing for a chance to go through, and a shot at the silverware.
I just want to acknowledge all the noise that we hear in the stadium now. You can definitely feel the wairua in the atmosphere.
The wairua definitely flowing through Fly Palmy Arena. I'm with you, Pokaho. I can feel that too, my guy.
It seems as though that might be the karanga of Te Hara Tuatoru, the third hara, perhaps the second of our boy Kale Kincaid, number 2. Foul number 2, sorry.
Yeah, just starting to add up, and what you don't want is for then suddenly, once you've got 3-on-2, is to have 3-on-3. It gets a little bit tougher. It's recorded all the way through quarter number 3.
And interesting, as you said earlier, I was doing it by committee. Wellington College, Plumtree the only one in double figures.
Now has 13 in the game. 3-2 zone look here from the men in the black and white. Little bit of a change. Greg, why do you think they're doing that?
Well, I think if they could try and get a couple of bodies on Plumtree, but Kuruwhiwhi Toru's been a plenty here for Wellington College. He's just trying to nullify maybe those big shots that Wellington have been making early in this one.
Little rip through to the corner. Happy to work it side to side. Bodies on the ground. 7 seconds on the shot clock, Christ ball.
It is a beautiful defense display from our boys in the yellow. Couldn't find quite an opening there, the boys in the black, having to pass it around quite a bit. Plumtree is there in the middle, and I don't think they want to mess with him. He will spike the ball out of their hand.
It reminded me a little bit, Greg, of Manu running over a couple of Australian defenders in the goal.
Yeah, one of the great Wellingtonians himself. Manu's a huge Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Shot over our boy Plumtree.
10-point lead now for Christ over Wellington, the defending champions.
And they'll be looking to get on the board here for sure. Do not want to let the lead extend out too much. Oh, there's the answer.
Levi McDonald there, bringing in the rain. Another beautiful 3 for our boys in the yellow, closing in the gap just a little bit at a time.
Back to back, not to be, but the offensive tūrapa is huge.
Don't know if you boys caught that. Oh, Kuruwhiwhi Toru there. I don't know if you boys saw the punch screen, no big punch screen set by Kate, and those definitely are rib ticklers, lads.
Now, Greg, just for the people at home who might not know what you're talking about, it's not a literal punch, is it? Can you tell me what the difference is between a normal screen and a punch screen?
So, on that fast break there, you're sort of sitting there around the half-court mark, just trying to alleviate a bit of the pressure that they're seeing, the full ball pressure, and you know, as a guard, you're trying to look up and you see your big man and you're trying to take the ball as fast as can, and then the defender running into the screener, hopefully avoiding the... Oh, who we got there? We got, I think it's Sola Futi tuning in. How good.
Yeah, probably just showing his class how to get it done. One of the legends of local basketball in this country.
I was going to say, our Kuruwhiwhi Torus are beginning to rain on in the stadium. The roof's about to fall off.
How about that, Hoane Ifopotongia? Another one. The ball just falling into his lap. I haven't seen a better served meal than the McDonald's I received last night from our very own Whaimaya Williamson.
Timeout taken here from Wellington. Pukaiho, what do you think they need to change here to get themselves back into this game, now down at 12?
I believe our Christ defense there, going with a 3-2 zone, trying to lock up our boy Plumtree there. But they are doing a good job with trying to keep those Kuruwhiwhi Torus available. Engarira trying to get onto the offensive side. Again with those punch screens, keeping the pressure on our boys in the yellow. Unable to get in the key as often as they could, as often as they should as well. Definitely doing a good job at keeping Plumtree at bay.
As we hear the dulcet tones of Peter Andre entertaining the crowd here. And I tell you what, just because we have a break in play, we have seen some amazing poetakohu on display. And really been impressed with the efforts here, especially Hoane Ifopotongia. Absolutely crashing the glass. And those effort plays, Quinn Clinton will be absolutely wrapped with what he's seen so far, Andrew.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the stats, Christ, now we said that it was tied at half. The Inga on the field goal percentage. Now Christ shading that one, 41-37. Rebounds, would you believe it, has tightened back up. Wellington now leading that 32-28. And points in the paint, tied 24 apiece.
What is interesting here too is Wellington vying to advance and defend their title. Champions in 2023, lads.
And you know what they say in Coach Carter, Greg? We're the champions till we're the champions no more.
Beautifully said, very well articulated. As tough bucket there.
Beautiful floater there from our boy McDonald. Drawing again on the baseline. It's a beauty spot for our boys in the yellow throughout this whole game, really.
Still man-to-man defense here from Wellington. Isaac happy just to dish. Little cross screen there. And Greg, they're just firing it around like Bryce Young at the moment when they can't connect.
Yeah, if that pass was to the main man there in the front row, it would have been perfect. However, out of bounds and a turnover. Not what head coach Quinn Clinton would like to see. Usually a very disciplined Christ College team, as we see. Another turnover though.
To the hoop, Plumtree there. Just slowing that down, but when you've got quality like Christ, you work it around, you get a good basket.
Majestic soft touch by Tama Isaac there in the paint.
He rawe te rongo hoki te kōrero o ngā reo. Beautiful to hear our boys' communication on the court. Trying to create new plays around all these tough players on the court. I thought that one was going in for a second.
Yeah, it's been kuru whiwhi toru plenty, hasn't it, Poikaho?
Ai, tautoko e ngā kōrero. Beautiful steal there. We'll get it back a long pass. And we'll dish it in nicely. That is something that they've done multiple times throughout the first and second quarter. So they might steal it away with just another cheeky one in the later end of our third quarter here.
Another punch screen there, Greg.
I tell you what, as am I an ex-big man or do I still constitute as a big man? I don't know, but beautiful thing to see. And the big.
And timeout taken in from Christ, their first of the second half. And would you believe it, in terms of turnovers, it's only 9-7, but it feels like both teams have been very active defensively.
I tell you what, things that you love to see, and that is active hands. And Wellington College have now cut this to a single-figure deficit. Paul Kaiho, what have you seen? What are your thoughts, my guy?
Ai, tauta koe ngā kōrero, kua kōrero hea, te maha hoki o ngā tāhai, lots of steals from both sides. I feel like I've seen the majority of our steals from the yellow just because they're shining so bright there on the court. Just a few bits behind, and ngari rā, you can see that as soon as they get the ball, they can run straight towards the opposite end, outrunning our boys in the black end, just dishing in a nice, easy layup. And that's what I've been seeing multiple times throughout our game.
Troy Plumtree now with a double-double, 13 points, 18 rebounds.
And we've still got 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in this third quarter. So I tell you what, win or lose, it's going to be very interesting to see some of those stats at the end of this game. Really doing his absolute best to will his team on in this, boys, AA semi-final, live from Fly Palmy Arena in the beautiful Pinori, Palmerston North.
At the end of the day, Greg, clear head, warm heart, can't lose.
You have been on fire, my friend, this morning. I think it was that arepa drink that has really got you going. As speaking of getting going, Hawaii Football Tonga has been getting it going this whole game so far.
Now has 18 points.
Plumtree trying to make his way through as well. Will dish it in nicely, just as Juani did on their side. Brings it back.
15 now for the big fella from Wellington. The defense is wrapped up from both sides. Lovely cross screen to the hoop. Couple pump fakes, a few Mitch dances.
Just tips outside on the top of there, and the rebound does go to our boys in the yellow.
Still up 9 though, Christ College.
Great reference there too. Oh, is it enough that we know over anyone's head? But here, the Mitch dance pump fake.
Shout out Mitch if you're listening at home.
MVP, or double MVP, I believe.
2017, 2018,
Good
Rosemary College.
is good.
Back to a 6-point game, 3 minutes to play, quarter 3. Neither team in foul trouble in this quarter. Referees letting them play.
And that's what you want to see too. It is, sometimes you need to just adjust your game to how the referees are calling it. So if it's going to be physical, good to see the big boys.
Fast breaks. Kita Kokona there. Just comes off the tapa. Beautiful rebound. Captured by our boys in the black. Gains control.
And just put the defender in jail there. So that is going to be the 4th on Boston Perez Paletti.
And that was Tawhiri Kate who pumped the brakes. Nice spin move, slowed him down completely, and as you said, put his defender in jail, drawing the foul there, the hara.
Using the brake, something that Maya Williamson isn't very aware of how to use.
You have been very adapto, Hoz, in full control of the rental, as we have loved our time here so far in the beautiful Palmerston North. Really turned it on. Tera has been going through the sky.
Kia tahua ua kōrero e hoa e matua Greg. Kia tahua era kōrero. Beautiful use of your te reo Māori. I'm loving to hear it. We tahua nei he ahua ua mā rātou in the yellow. It's a bit hard for them in the yellow to keep our black at bay.
Yeah, something you don't love to hear is the ball going through your own net. Still a 10-point lead here, Christ over Wellington. What can they conjure up? Can they get something for Troy Plumtree once again? Well defended Tama Isaac, that is tough. And it's Tūrapa end up in the hands of Christ College. Chance great to extend the lead here.
Yeah, exactly that. Chance, he had it back to, I think it was 4 points there at one stage. As easy as you like. Tawhiri Kate, the seas parted. Moses Kate almost seeing the seas apart and taking that right to the tapa, and I don't think you'll see an easier pakete than that today.
Just a little miscommunication there from Wellington. Nolan sliding across to meet him at the rim.
Oh, they are struggling to get a bit too, they're struggling to get close to the key, sorry. They've been shooting a lot of these pakete toru, kuruwhiwhi toru, I'd say. And proves me wrong, Plumtree, Tane Mahuta, commentator's cure, you could say.
How good was that to see him just a quick rip through, goes base and goes up in traffic and still just using his size to elevate over the defenders.
Well, I thought he might replicate Stephen Adams' dunk over Nick Barrow there, but not to be. Just lays it up off glass.
Big wheel, Auckland Tuatara, a legend.
Was on the Auckland Pirates at that stage from memory.
Sometimes I struggle to remember how many names the Auckland-based franchises have had. Love the glory days of none other than the Super City Rangers.
And one called by Plumtree.
You might be the only one. Plumtree now with 19. A chance here to be the first scorer to 20 in this game.
Yeah, almost had me down the Bruce Springsteen glory days on that one. Joined alongside the bald voice, Andrew Horrocks, and my main man, Matua Pokaiho Short. Pleasure to be bringing this one all to your living rooms or wherever you may be watching it in Aotearoa or around the world.
Couldn't be possible without, of course, Foot Locker, Bailey's, Whakata Māori, Apollo Project, New Zealand Carbon Farming, Lion Foundation, Molten Forwinds. There's so many sponsors to run through these days. It truly is special. Thank you to everyone tuning in from home as well. Deep Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
And interesting enough, Pairata finding himself open there. Because I tell you what, with 15 points to his name, not one you would want to leave open as we see. Is that a Wahiki there, or is that?
That is three-quarter time, Greg. That is how quick this game has gone. Christ College up 70-63 over Wellington. I don't blame you. It is certainly zoomed by.
We don't have when you're having fun.
We don't have our next semi-final for 37 minutes. So I think they're going to get a pretty extended warm-up on the show court here Pukaiho, what do Wellington College need to do as we take a look at the crowd and Mr. Taylor Britt, just trying to look away from the camera. But what do they need to do to try and get themselves back into this game?
I tēnei wā ki te ainga piro, ki te ono te kaumātoru, ki te piti te kau. We have some close points at the moment, 63-70 on the point board there, on our scoreboard, sorry. And I believe that Wellington College has been getting better and better at drawing those hara and trying to get into the key later on in this game. They were a bit edgy there. You can see them just going for those kuru whiwhi toru from beautiful defense being displayed by Christ College, but now they're getting a bit more comfortable, a bit more physical in there. It is coming to the later end of our game, so of course, why not leave it all out on the court?
Greg, we've seen this. Wellington College being happy to let Christ College let it fly from behind the arc, 7 from 26 behind the arc. Do you think they're just going to try and keep packing the paint, and if Christ are able to hit from deep, then they're just going to have to live with it?
I tell you what, I love when you give me the stats, because you can see things with your eyes, but to just hear the numbers is another thing, and you're 100% correct. You've got to play the percentages, and I tell you what, as we see the black and yellow,
you know what it is.
I do indeed. Wiz Khalifa in full effect. I love the face paint too. The rangatahi there, huge mahi there carrying the flag. And I tell you what, carrying the flag has been Troy Plumtree for Wellington College. AB assisted by McDonald. He's into double figures with 13 as well as, oh, you've got both McDonalds.
Yeah, one with 14, one with 13.
I don't want to say that name too much, because I tell you what, my hunger levels are off the charts. But I tell you what, the catchphrase, it's time to shine, and no better place to do so than fourth quarter points of kohu.
Well, this game is still poised, only 7 points in it. That can get erased pretty quickly. Wellington College are going to have first use of the Molten in quarter number 4.
One of those things that we saw there, Christ had it at a 14-point advantage, and if you're Wellington, that would have been a huge thing for just a psychological thing, just to be able to bring that back to a 7-point deficit.
Here they go, they're going to look for Plumtree early. There's already 3 defenders on this side of the court, trying to make it as tough. Greg, they are face guarding Troy Plumtree here.
And we're already 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Great defense. Does lead to an open kuru whiwhi toru.
Kua pai ki aia. JC Tānoa ko whiwhi aia piro e toru. Te tāuhoki, what a beautiful kuru whiwhi toru.
Back to 4, Christ College, their first possession. We're going to see a little stagger screen on the weak side. Greg, down to 10 seconds. Who's going to take this shot?
Yeah, can Christ answer the same way Wellington did? The shot clock dwindling.
Wellington can't get too comfortable there, and the key for defense, as we've seen many times, that Christ College is capable of getting those beautiful kuru whiwhi toru throughout the game.
Likely see a switch here to man-to-man with only 3.1 on the shot clock.
Martel Hos, what would you be drawing up here for this one?
Ball in Tama Isaac's hand early on ball. Oh, just a little post move. Greg Elliott-esque. And Plumtree once again, that is stood up at number 20.
It is crazy to see our Plumtree there, as it's quite scary that he just needs to tippy toe in order to get that clean touch on the ball. I'm afraid of what happens when he jumps.
Yeah, athleticism on full display here.
Stripped away come Christ. Only up for already a minute gone here in quarter 4. This game is flying by.
A good flow happening on the court. Nothing really going on at the moment, just beautiful plays from both sides of the court. And will come off the foot for a kick ball in the black.
And that'll stay 21 seconds on the shot. I don't know why the shot clock's been reset there.
Eric Ten Hag would have been very happy with that footwork there from Tama Isaac.
Well, I mean, they need anything they can get, right? Can't be any worse than what they're putting out on the field at the moment.
Oh, no. As
you set yourself up for that one.
Oh, I did indeed. Sorry, I'm a Manchester United fan. What a reference there.
McDonald was able to keep the ball alive there, just on the corner for deep 3. Bringing it back just 1 point behind now.
70-69. Once again, a punch screen. Here's Isaac.
I'll tell you who's living and breathing every single moment of this is our co-commentator, Maya Williamson. I'll tell you
Williamson?
Williamson.
Nā te kōwhai te pōro Wellington. Unfortunately lose it, but comes off the back of Christ College. Unfortunate events there.
I feel like the shot clock should change as well. I don't think 17 seconds just went on in that position.
I tell you what, astute observation there. I'm sure that must be corrected.
No one's correcting it.
No.
Something to think about.
Especially in a 1 point game as well. 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful
Fight
job
for the
of still getting the ball up.
Christ College come away with it. Greg, they have not scored in quarter 4.
Yeah, I haven't seen a drought from the South Island.
Beautiful
like this in such a while. Yeah, it's coming from the thriving metropolis of Alexandra. Kurufifi Toro on ways. Oh, just that. Opportunities are plenty. And the seas again parted and Ihaka Kat on the break.
One possession game, there's a huge chance for the tie.
Hua put te few, that's all good. He's confident with that shot. You can see that almost a confidence with a defender on them. They're still gonna put it up there and possibly get them a kuru, Fifi, Toru on cue perhaps.
Getting the right looks there. Greg, do they need to change anything to put the ball in the basket?
I don't know what the story is, but the tupper seems to have a lid on it here for Christ. Can't say the same. Oh, I can say the same here for Wellington College as bodies hitting the floor. Jump ball called.
And Plumtree having a few words there for Tama Isaac. Oppenhaus went to the floor with the ball. Almost like a good old-fashioned racking technique there as we have another look at hit on the replay.
I first thought he was going up to help him up, but no, the ball is all he needs. That's the goal.
Yeah, we did see a little
shove.
Yeah.
Good mate, so I'm sure.
Just a little, what he was up to after the game. How's your day going?
High post catch here for Christ. Heaps of defenders in the paint.
Still manages to get through all of them with a long pass.
And you got to get back defensively as the Hudder is called. Believe it or not, 3.5 minutes through quarter 4. That is the first Hudder of this quarter.
How is this quarter the fastest quarter so far? That is out of my mind right now. I'm crazy.
Hey, we are in the land of the long white cloud, but what a Euro we just saw there.
We're getting a 10-second game, not a 10-second car.
I tell you what, we've been owed both, that's for sure, and we've been given a absolute spectacle for the eyes here, a visual spectacle. And 74 plays 70.
7 from 9 now. Wellington from the free throw line, they've been very efficient.
Oh, I call Levi tēnei. Tōna kuru tau tuku tuarua. Second free throw comes off.
My bad, people at home, that's on me.
The curse in full effect there.
Nearly 1,200 people now viewing at home. Tuning in on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Why wouldn't you?
And that's where we've seen a bit quiet in this game, if they can find him though. I was going to say, Hawane Ufopotongia.
How patient was Ihaka Kate there on that one. Plumtree left his feet. Just waited for him to go up to the moon and step through for the easy layup.
Oh, he knew that was going to happen there. He's seen it on his face. Comes off the tapa.
Usually patience.
Patience is
at
key.
The hospital. However, patience on that offensive possession. And tough take to the pocket there.
Koiara, Paul McDonald, both of them, oh rare, making me hungry. McLovin it.
Neither coach has blinked yet with the timeouts. As we're going to see the first foul here on Wellington. As we have a look here on the action replay. Great kick ahead. Little Euro and just not square.
Yeah, again, Kate attacking the tupper relentlessly. He's been really good in this one, and no surprises here. 17 points to his name. Chance here for 18. And thankfully, to not give him the bald boys curse on that one, he sinks his free throw.
Chance here to extend it to 6. And you feel like both coaches are going to keep both their wahekes in the holster for the last couple of minutes.
And a bit of a hush coming across the arena as none other than our Lovely wahine toa. Kayla Manu Irarangi is now in attendance with her delayed flight. Lovely to see you.
Kuruwhiwhi Toru off the tapa.
Managed to get back the tūrapa. Kimi Aihe Rautaki finding the right path. Beautiful cross behind the back, draws it to the pakete there. Reikuru, beautifully done.
Well, when you get a chance to hold our breaths, I'm going to need another look at that one because that was silky and straight down the other end. Christ College with the clap back. This game is accelerating all the time.
Turning into a real track meet up and down the court. Athleticism on display here. Fly Palmy Arena. The lights are bright. It's time to shine, and I tell you what, action aplenty.
It's crazy to see how we have less than 5 minutes left on our final quarter of the game, and only not too many hudders drawn from both sides on this final quarter.
Ihaka Kate takes a seat. You feel this is only going to be a couple-minute break before he gets back in the action.
Travel call. Wowee, and that is huge in the context of this match.
I was out of breath there. I was getting ready to give a good yell there for our boy Fred for a beautiful dunk, but the travel call says otherwise.
Little shimmy, ya. To the hoop, little floater, draws the header, and 2 shots coming up for Christ. 17 from 22 now on the... Oh, as we take a look there at the action replay of the previous play. 17 of 22 from the line, Greg. Got to be pretty happy with that efficiency.
100%, and the Kate whānau, it must be instilled in them to attack the tapa at any chance, because Tāwhiri and Ihaka have been huge in part of that stat that you just gave. I just want to shout out as well my guy Jerome Isaac, younger brother of both Tama and Kaya, on the bench there for Christ College.
Is anyone not your guy?
Oh man, I show a lot of aroha. There's a lot of me. I've put on a few kilograms, so even more aroha to give.
Take a look there at the Christ bench. Here come Wellington, it's back to 8. Stagger screen on the weak side. Plumtree instead goes himself.
For Kuruwhiwhi Toru, comes off the Papa Muri there, gets the rebound as well. Gives them another chance here to close the gap between our points with a step back.
And just how can they get a more efficient look there at Wellington College? Make it easier for Plumtree. Let's talk about easy to the hoop.
No mercy from Hoani.
Wow. And he now gets himself to 20 points alongside 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Another look here on the action replay. Just turned all the defenders, and the body control to put that up and in.
Yeah, taking possession of the portal there at about halfway. Hoane, he had one thing in mind, and that was to get to the tapa.
Slow clap begins in the background. In and out. Offensive rebound. Ihaka Kate.
Returns into the hands of the black team.
Oh,
a lovely swap there.
Trying to go over Tane Mahuta. Not the easiest thing to do in the world. You're going to need an aeroplane to do that. Kuruwhiwhi Toru.
Isaac.
Given a 13-point lead in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds of our last quarter.
I'm actually in shock that Tama Isaac only has 9 points in this game. It feels like his fingerprints have been all over this one.
And he's taken some massive hits, but you're right. That is a huge Kuruwhiwhi Toru, and sometimes it's when you need him the most. Sometimes if you haven't featured prominently, sometimes big moments from big players. And huge there from Tama Isaac.
Pukaiho down at 13. Do you think Wellington are in need of a timeout shortly?
I believe a timeout will be called if Christ College is willing to... Oh, I guess as we speak, yes, it is. They are indeed in need of a timeout. Just to answer your question there, yes.
What do you think they're looking to discuss here in this huddle?
It seems as though Christ College is getting on their groove or getting towards the hoop, not afraid of anything in this last quarter, and that's exactly the type of energy that you kind of need to bring in these last 3 minutes and a half, not being afraid of drawing any more hudders other than any more hudders for your opposition, but drawing the hudders from your offensive side. Definitely a must in these last 3 minutes, other than Wellington College being in the foul bonus. Not something that they really need to be in.
Don't forget, of course, straight after this game, we have girls semi-final number 2, St. Andrews College. Can they go for 3 straight finals up against Westlake girls, up against the dominant school of the 2010s, St. Peter's of Cambridge? Looking forward to that one. And then finally at 5:45, Rosmini College up against Napier boys. Greg, a team I know that you've been very impressed watching.
I tell you what, you are not wrong there. 1 through 5 on that starting 5 in particular, just oodles of talent, and huge victory last night over Auckland Grammar. I was with Miles Pearce on that one, and we were trying to cover 5 different courts at once, and Miles Pearce had to have his head on a swivel. I was trying to cover the game we were meant to be covering, and yeah, just huge. Really looking forward to seeing how they go.
Huge play here by Tyler, drawing the 2-hutter there. Beautiful handles he's displayed, getting back from that timeout. I believe that will be from our Wellington College boys. Again, just drive towards the hoop, draw those hudders, get as many as you can, try to get as close as possible to Christ College before drawing those kuru whiwhi toru to close it up.
And especially coming out of the timeout as well, we've been drawn up there by the coach, is to get to the line and it stops the clock, Andrew, and a chance to add points to the scoreboard.
Well, that's a dream scenario. The clock is no longer Wellington College's friend. We might see a few quicker shots coming up. Maybe first 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Kuru Tautsuku Tuarua ko apply. The second free throw is good indeed. Still sticking with a bit of a 2-3 zone out of Homai.
And I tell you what, even though it's 87-76, Christ College can't settle. Keep attacking the tapa. They've been doing an amazing job at that.
The tūrapa does go to our boys in the yellow with Pane Mahuta bringing it up.
Again, another dream possession there for Wellington. Back to 9 now.
3 minutes left on the clock.
Little X cut there from Christ, looking underneath.
Read wonderfully, but Huani too strong and puts it up. Not wasting any time here, Wellington. Getting their ball down the opposite end of the court.
There's a reason he's got 22 points. Been a pakite in this game.
Do you think Plumtree has been learning off our main man, Tohi Smith-Milner, with the footwork at the Wellington Saints? Oh, in amongst the tall timber. An offensive tūrapa.
11-point lead with the ball. How much of this clock are they going to try and bleed? You got to think, Greg, 89. Wellington needs a stop on every single possession to win this game.
100%. Trading baskets is out the window.
Out the wall.
McDonald, not afraid to get to the hoop, draws the huddle.
And great work. I just want to shout out the referee there. Let the play go before calling the huddle. If he'd called that too early, it wouldn't have been shooting and it would have been no and one. If you have another look here, there was the original contact. He calls it there. And suddenly Wellington back to 9. Chance here to make it 8.
E-I-E-I-O, Andrew. The McDonalds have been on form here for Wellington, I tell you what.
Again, cursed from the commentary booth. I promise, Wellington faithful, I'm not doing this intentionally.
Dishes it off and almost heads out of their hand. Palm tree, Tane Mahuta off the side of the backboard.
And a shot clock violation.
I tell you what, just seeing the ground that Plumtree covers, that spin, he gets through a lot of the court there and at to the tapa effortlessly. Like Bailey's real estate, covers a lot of real estate very quickly.
Nice plug. Here is Tama Isaac, bit of space. 17 on the shot clock. Happy to take their time. Are they going to go to the corner? No, they're not. We're going to see a steal.
Gets it back from the steal with an offensive charge on the black.
And we won't see a timeout taken here from Wellington. It's down 9, but we are probably going to see a shot as quickly as possible. Is it going through Plumtree?
1 minute 14 on the clock. Is it too early for Kuruwhiwhi Toru o'clock?
And the reverse offensive foul, giving it back to our boys in the black.
Number 3 on Plumtree. And are we not? I thought we might see a timeout here from Christ. They've still got 2 in the holster, but instead just the towel comes out. Thought someone might have a slightly bigger one to mop up the court.
Great mahi there from Tāwhiriki. He's done a bit of everything, and that includes mopping the floor. And a Waiheke called, gentlemen.
That is a Waiheke called for our boys in Christ College, the second one.
Unlikely to advance, you would think. They want to use up as much as the 24. So just a reminder, in the last 2 minutes, a team can have maximum 2 timeouts. You then have the option to advance the ball. That was changed in 2019. You can either advance and you get 14 seconds on the shot clock, or you can take it from where it originally was called and you will have, well, either the full 24 or whatever was left on the clock at the time.
Uncle Drew, if you would do me an absolute solid, is there anything that's jumping off the stats page?
Outside of Troy Plumtree's 22 points, 21 rebounds.
Wow.
Points in the paint, very even. 46-44 Christ's. Second chance points, still pretty even, 16-12. As you see, Troy McLean there in the crowd. But what is most interesting, Mystic Meyer talked before about, for the full game, wanting to keep turnovers under 15. Wellington's on 13. Christ College are on 12.
That is incredible, and I tell you what, that is one phenomenal Troy taking on another phenomenal Troy. I don't think we've seen Achilles Leafy surely, but I tell you what, very prominent in the Battle of Troy, Achilles. A little history there for you, but we digress.
Tom Isaac, full shot clock.
Reaching our last minute of the game.
And no rush here, Christ. We're going to see an on ball at 8 seconds. Skip to the corner, Kuruwhiwhi Toru, this could do it.
A bit long off the top of there, engari rā ka huatsu rātou ki ngā kōwhai, the boys in the yellow.
How's he done that pass?
And it goes in. Oweto Korea, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful shot there by our boy Tyler in the yellow.
One timeout apiece left. You've got to think if Christ score here to Wellington take theirs. Down 2 possessions, Tama Isaac getting hounded. And Wellington thought that the elbow should have been offensive.
Sometimes you just need to not necessarily embellish, but you need to just let the referee know that, hey, I am being
that elbow
absolutely
did
draped.
rise though. Interesting call. 29.5 seconds to go. Mystic Myers on the edge of her seat as Christ now go up 7. Waikato University Team of the Year participant Kayla Manuirarangi cannot sit down.
I'm not surprised after the big night she had last night in her red elegant dress, but speaking of elegant, huge Kuruwhiwhi Toru opportunity.
But offensive tūrapa once again. Need to score very quickly at Wellington College. Goes up and is blocked. And are they going to dribble this one out? Christ College need to get it up over halfway. How close to 8 seconds? Not given. And Tama Isaac is fouled. Greg, 5.2 seconds to go. They can probably start celebrating in the Garden City.
I can tell you what, none other than our Maya Williamson. She has been on the edge of her seat, able to stand now herself, so just goes to show she is epitomising how I'm sure the majority of the Canterbury region is feeling, taking a huge sigh of relief, a deep breath, and just starting to now be able to maybe enjoy this game. And I tell you what, Wellington have put up an incredible fight, I should say.
Probably put up an incredible flight as well. One of everyone's favourite airports. Isaac here, chance to make it a 10-point game, 5 points, 2 seconds to play. And so Wellington are just going to dribble this one up. Christ College are going back to the final, trying to claim back their crown from 2022. Christ 93, Wellington 83. For myself, Andrew Horrocks, alongside Greg Elliott and Pukahai Short. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back in about 12 minutes with girls semi-final number 2.
What's there? A quick turnaround today. Get through this walkthrough, our 5-0. Shoot. Yeah, let's
It's awesome, man. 7 months out. I was just dying to get back on the court. But yeah, here now, playing again, love it. I missed it that whole 7 months. I was just itching to get on the court. But yeah, looking to help the team get through and advance.
It has been one well of a game, a lot of fun, very competitive, but in the end, a big scoreline. USA win at 99-72 over New Zealand.
Yeah, we just got to be clinical on the small things. They're definitely at the pinnacle of basketball. We've always been classed as underdogs, and we just go out there and play our hardest. And we're a small nation, but we're big at heart for sure. And we know that it's only us there. Last night felt like a away game, so I feel like every game will feel like that. And we just got to go out there and show everyone that we can run with everyone at the top.
I think firstly we just have to see the reality and see things how they really are. Like we competed very well against one of the best teams in the world last night against Team USA, but like I've really said, at the end of the day the reality is it's a loss.
17 to 385. Proceed patron sections 101 to 1.
So it means we have to win in these next 2 games, and the beauty of that is that there's lots to get better at. In the next 48 hours we have to address that very ruthlessly, and it's about being a very quick learner.